Based.
Based.
Are you unironically racist? Based.
Based.
Do your coworkers call you racist? Based.
Based.
Do you say these things to drive degenerates and axe wound recipients into self-immolation? Based.
Based.
Seethe.
Seethe.
What's it like to have the mass report and ban your accounts? Seethe.
Seethe.
Does it make you want to take things in your own hands? Seethe.
Seethe.
Why don't you make them pay? Fed.
Fed.
What's it like having federal agents contact you on Telegram posing as your future doom or trad wife? Fed.
Fed.
If you act on your hate, we can get a hotel. Fed.
Fed.
Do you reply with a picture of an autistic-looking frog? Based.
Based.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all having a wonderful night tonight.
I forgot to have the voice changer ready to go, so I did miss that contractual obligation, so I will have to think of something to make it up to you guys. We have a new sponsor of the channel tonight, which will be very fun to unveil for the first time. Making big moves in the money world, definitely not selling out, you guys. You guys will be very appreciative, or at least I know Jake will. Speaking of big money moves, Sig catches another lawsuit after they caught their last lawsuit. We have some conflicting information about a terrorist attack in Washington, D.C., where an Afghan national shot and seriously injured at least 2 of the National Guard troops deployed to there, but we have more on that coming. And of course, in the thumbnail, you see Trench and Sonny Puzikas, however you pronounce his last name, the Blooming Death Man, and the battle of wits going on there.
But before we get into that, Richard and Jake, how is your night going?
Good.
My night's
Fantastic.
going great, John. I just ate a delicious Culver's dinner.
Mm-hmm. The true Agarthian cuisine right there.
How was the Culver's, Jake? Did you get a shake?
No, I didn't. Very funny. It was great, man. It always hits. They never miss. They always give me my food with a smile on their face.
I work
10 out of 10.
at
What can I say?
Culver's, and I've got your shake. There is a man who comes almost every day named Jake. I'll flip your burger and fry your fries. Just show me those toes. Show me those toes. Show me those toes. show me those toes.
All right. That's beautiful. All right. That's beautiful. There we go. You get it. But we got to get to our sponsor. So, you know, I know some of you might be mad, but Jake worked really hard to get me this sponsorship opportunity to get this. He said I have to play this 100 times a day when I wake up, and I have to fall asleep to this. Something about predictive programming or whatnot. But yeah, this is our new sponsor, $7,000, which seemed like an odd amount, but here we go.
Israel good, Tucker bad. Sending your tax money to Israel good. Listening to Tucker bad. You dying in war for Israel good. Tucker podcast bad. Daily Wire subscription good. Everything else bad. Oh, you like Jordan Peterson? Pay me a subscription, bitch. Israel good. America not so much. Israel first good. America first, not so good. Annoying voice, Ben Shapiro good. Annoying laugh, Tucker Carlson bad. Shalom, bitches. Please subscribe.
Yeah, but I have to play that like 6 times throughout the video to make sure that it just gets by repetition in everybody's mind. So sorry about that, guys. I hope you enjoy the new sponsor there.
I don't know what I have to do with that. I'm not sure what you said.
You're the one who sent it to me, who signed the contract, which was signed in blood, by the way, which I found quite strange. The NDAs, the weird rituals with the squiggly lines on them. I was like, what? Really? All right. Whatever, Ben. I thought the money was enough. Something about my firstborn child?
The underwriter had something about a chicken. I don't understand.
It's a very strange practice. Blindfolded.
Something about foreskin. I'm not sure.
The big statue. Yeah. Weird stuff going on with that one. But anyways, the money is good, so I decided not to ask any more questions about it. But you know who is asking questions right now? That's right. Business Insider is asking questions about Sig Sauer. 34 Sig Sauer P320 victims, alleged victims, across 23 states filed the latest mass action lawsuit in Pennsylvania. November 25th, 2025, lawsuits continue to be filed as a result of injuries and deaths arising from unintended firings of the Sig Sauer P320 pistols. The latest and largest mass action cases to date were filed yesterday in federal and state courts in Pennsylvania by the law firm Saltz Mangulutsi Bedansky.
What a name.
Very American sounding. On behalf of the 34 P320 owners, plaintiffs across 23 states. The latest plaintiffs/victims are also supporting prior plaintiffs' efforts, calling upon the manufacturer to recall and redesign this weapon before more law enforcement officers and other law-abiding customers are injured or killed. So they posted a picture of 20 of these guys in the lowest res. They made it so low res. These could be AI photos and names, and we wouldn't even be able to tell. A lot of them are law enforcement or just regular people like you and me as well. But it just signifies continuing pressure on Sig financially. And to Sig's credit, where Glock caved pretty quickly and discontinued an entire line of pistols, like their most popular line of pistols, to hide from litigation, Sig Sauer, to their credit, is like, actually, you know what? Our gun kills people and it's base. We're not even going to change it. Deal with it, bro. You can sue us all you want. It's the greatest pistol ever made. Fires 101% of the time, dog. That'll shoot the intruder before you do, so you don't even catch the charge. You can just blame the P320.
It's good that this is happening because we were starting to kind of lose track of the whole Sig arc. They were not getting the headlines. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, I mean, it's good timing, right? Yeah. Yesterday, 2 days ago, that gate guard, the footage of the gate guard comes out, and then it's like this law firm was just waiting for something so they could ride the wave of Sig news and be like, hey, by the way, we're also suing Sig for the same thing.
Yep.
So the 4 previous mass actions were filed by Saltz Mangulutsi Bendedensky in the District of New Hampshire, where 76 320 plaintiffs await their days in court. However, in June this year, Sig Sauer aggressively lobbied the New Hampshire legislature to provide the company immunity from additional lawsuits concerning these claims. Since New Hampshire-based Sig Sauer lobbied to block these claims in New Hampshire, the new filings were brought in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania and in Philadelphia County. So they literally are like, all right, we can't sue you here because you successfully got New Hampshire to protect you. We'll just sue you one state over. A courthouse where a prior 320 victim was awarded substantial monetary damages in a jury trial. So now represents more than 125 claimants filed against Sig Sauer. It also represents additional P320 victims whose cases are in pre-suit investigation, inclusive of the new findings. The firm's P320 victims reside in 45 states, illustrative of the nationwide hazard. So yeah, this is the firm this is the 320 firm, right? So Robert Zimmerman, he is the 320 lawyer. He has been doing a great job collecting big checks. And I think the largest payout to date is $11 million to an individual, with a few other payouts on there as well. Yeah, Independent Arms, you have a P320, but unless you can provide some, I mean, talk to Zimmerman, bro. If you can just say that it went off at some point and you have emotional damages or physical damages from it, you can probably get in on one of these class action lawsuits and maybe get a nice payout at the end of the day.
What about the emotional damage of knowing that your gun can go off at any time in your waistband?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, I think that's listen, as a lawyer that wants to collect a check from you, that's a very reasonable use of my $1,000 an hour, $500 an hour time charge. So yeah, I totally agree with you, and I believe you should move forward with filing this charge. You have lost sleep? Yeah. Sorry about that, bro.
Very true.
Yeah. Well, pointless announcements. That's it for the SIG. I don't want to stay on that too long. We've only covered that for nearly 300 days in a row at this point. Browse alerts. Breaking. The Department of Justice announced the creation of a new office focused on enforcing the constitutional right to bear arms. Breaking. An office has been created to do the thing that they should have been doing all along, and that will surely get disbanded in about 2 years once the president's term is up. This seems just like a, hey, you know, guys, we're looking into actually doing our job. It's like, can't you just already do that without creating a new office? Like, it just seems like a total nothing burger to me.
It seems kind of wasteful and silly. However, I'm interested to see what's going to happen. It's either going to be nothing's going to happen.
Whatever happened with Pam Bondi, right? Because didn't Trump instruct her to look into all of the anti-2A laws and see what they could do?
Yeah,
and they're like,
and he gave her a timeline too, right? It was like a very short
like 90
timeline.
days. It was 90 days. It was 90 days, 180 days ago.
And then, well, I mean, it kind of goes in line with the whole Epstein thing, right? She was very gung-ho about releasing the files, and then they say, hey, Pam Batty, where are the files? And she says, it's not in our national interest to release the files.
That's awkward.
So Miss Slam Bondi likes to change up.
Slam Bondi changing up on us. Changing her mind like a woman, you say? Wow. Who could have guessed?
It's almost like they shouldn't be in those positions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's ironic having Florida Pam Bondi looking into pro 2A rights causes when her career has been, not that for the longest time. Little bit of a noopsie.
I had to leave Florida because of the laws that she enforced.
Oh, so you're saying she's not going to do a good job, Richard? Is that what you're telling me, dude?
I'm saying she's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fair enough.
Well, the laws,
Richard.
from what I understand, a lot of the laws got better for 2A as soon as he left. So
as soon as he gets somebody else in, for sure.
And, as soon as I left, they got better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I think maybe you're the problem, Richard. I don't know.
Chud thinks I can fix her. No. Dude, she's Pam Bondi's like mid-50s, bro. You can't be that desperate, man.
No. Now, Kristi Noem, on the other hand.
That's not even a MILF, dude. That's a GILF right there, dude.
I gotta agree with Jake.
Kristi Noem, on the other hand, she can definitely be fixed. I'll tell you what.
Smoke show. Absolute smoke show.
I don't know, Jake. The way you pull out those dogs, she might shoot you, bro.
Ooh.
Might put you down. Stop it.
Amazing.
Stop it, Light Sport. Well, speaking about putting dogs down and maybe a new policy in DC soon. Terrible thing today.
Ooh.
2 National Guard officers were gunned down allegedly in close range by what we'll get into appears to be an Afghan national. Yeah, that's right. An Afghan national with a handgun in Washington, D.C., which he almost certainly could have not have legally owned. So the gun law is not protecting these guys. came up to 2 National Guardsmen, and there have been conflicting reports currently on their condition. Originally, the governor had said that they had died, and then he retracted his statement and said that they are both in critical condition. Here we can see one with what appears to be a head injury of sorts. From the reports that we have right now, the gunman was using a handgun, so probably 9mm or something like that. But 2 of them are, if not dead, in critical condition as of right now. So you should probably be offering up a prayer for them. So, breaking from just a little while ago, like right before we started the stream, suspect in a shooting of Guard members identified as Afghan national Ramanullah Lakanwal. The suspected gunman in the shooting of 2 National Guard members on Wednesday near the White House has been identified as, I'm just going to call him RN, or RL, sorry, an Afghan national who entered the United States in September 2021 and has been living in Washington state. Law enforcement officials told the Associated Press and other outlets. So actually, over in my old neck of the woods.
What happens that was significant in 2021, particularly late August, early September, that would have caused him to?
We're referring to the
I don't know. Let's ask Tim Kennedy.
Yeah, you said that earlier. Yeah, maybe Tim. Imagine if this was one of the ones that Tim Kennedy helped get out.
So, do you know whose plane he used?
No, I don't.
Lolita Express?
No. Alex Soros.
Oh, yeah.
Alex Soros lent him his plane.
Of course.
Yeah.
Multiple news outlets are reporting that the suspect in the shooting attack on 2 uniformed National Guard troops in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday, who has been identified as RL, is a 29-year-old Afghan national who entered the United States in 2021 as part of Operation Allies Welcome, a Biden-era program to support Afghans put at risk by U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan that year. Listen, homie, why, as an American president, you're importing 26-year-old Afghan fighting age males into this country to gun down your own troops? Like, first off, the pullout was horrific, of course, tragic, and then you compounded it by bringing more of them here. Thank you, Biden. Much appreciated.
Anthem.
An archive webpage. No, it's not like Grantham. Grantham doesn't pull out.
That's what I'm saying. Horrible pullout game.
Well, no, but it's not a horrible pullout game. He just doesn't pull out. Yeah. Richard.
You guys are saying the same thing.
No, we're not, because he's saying we pulled out poorly, where it's like, I'm not going to get into it. An archived webpage of the Department of Homeland Security site described the aim of the program as providing support for vulnerable Afghans, including those who worked alongside us in Afghanistan for the past 2 decades, and as they safely resettle in the United States. An FAQ on the site includes this description of how Afghan nationals arriving in the U.S. under protection were vetted to ensure that they did not pose security risks.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
They said that anybody who worked with us for the past 2 decades, right? And this guy was 29. So he started helping us.
He was 26 at the time. He was 26 at the time.
Oh, so
he would be 26 and 21.
So,
well, that's when the program started 2 decades ago. Obviously not him.
Yeah.
Well, I just love the irony of the names of any government program.
Looks like 2 National Guard members have been shot with rapid fire.
Definitely sounded like gunfire, and myself and other people ran. We were across the street from where it happened, so we ran about a half block down. They had somebody pinned down. They were yelling at him to stay down. National Guard men, they were trying to resuscitate. Then there were a couple more National Guards that were kind of hugging each other that were obviously very upset. about the situation.
At approximately 2:15 this afternoon, members of the DC National Guard were on high visibility patrols in the area of 17th and I Street Northwest when a suspect came around the
Short Cash Patel is, dude. I didn't even, when I first watched this video, I didn't even notice that he was in there. That man is a tiny human being, but that is Cash Patel sitting right there.
Dude, he's in like incognito mode too. He's got the hat and the hoodie on.
Yeah, well, it must work, bro. Gray man theory is real. He's the most inconspicuous man here. Like, I noticed this woman stands out way more than Cash Patel does.
The guy
She
on
looks
the right.
really pissed off too.
Oh yeah, she does. But the guy on the right doesn't even look real. Like he looks like he was cut out and artificially imposed in there.
Pasted there. Yeah.
corner, raised his arm with a firearm and discharged it at the National Guard members. The National Guard members, there were other members that were in the area. They were able to, after some back and forth, able to subdue the individual and bring him into custody. Within moments, members of law enforcement in the area were also able to assist and bring that.
I know I feel better with this woman on the streets taking these violent thugs out.
So true.
Actually, I'm pretty sure this is Moon Man. Moon Man had an interesting day at work today. He's like, you know what? I'm going to saunter down there. Oh, somebody got shot on Main Street. How weird. Strange day.
Individual into custody. So both the individuals, the guard members, they are in critical condition at a local hospital at this time being treated. At this point, we have no other suspects. We have reviewed video from the area. It appears, like I said, to be a lone gunman that raised the firearm and ambushed these members of the National Guard, and he was quickly taken into custody by other National Guard members and law enforcement members.
I've had the opportunity to brief U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi, who was speaking to the president when I called, as well as the United States Attorney Pirro, who assured me that this case will have her office's complete attention.
Okay, so somebody was asking why was the man subdued and not killed right immediately. The National Guard, they do look like they're carrying their handguns. Are they carrying live ammo on them?
Who knows?
Because I can see that they at least some of them have their firearms in their holster, their sidearms, but I don't even spot any magazines. I mean, there might be some hidden in the pouches. Are they carrying live ammo on them? What's going on?
So I know that in instances in the past, the mayor herself has barred them from carrying ammunition within the district.
So they're literally, if that's true that they have guns but no ammunition, they are literally just targets. They're walking billboards. Hey, please shoot me. I have no, it's like, I'm obvious. I'm sticking out like a sore thumb. Please shoot me. I cannot shoot you back. They don't carry ammo.
They're also not wearing helmets for some reason. They're wearing armor, I would assume. Unless they're just wearing empty plate carriers, but they're not wearing helmets.
Plate carriers.
Oh my god!
At best, they're soft plates.
Like what? This is the DC. Point? What is the point?
Honestly? Show of force.
Well,
a show of easy targets. Actually, that's all.
So, yeah, that's what it is. It's a billboard. Please shoot me. I don't have. It's like you can tell I'm the National Guard. I don't have any means of fighting back other than my hands and fists, which is why all of his buddies or the people around had to subdue him instead of perforate him, right?
Well, it's
show of no force. Who Roger says, you don't know how many times I've done guard with no ammo. That's disgusting. Like, yeah, you might as well, you're worse than a rent-a-cop. Because even a rent-a-cop can, depending on where he is, carry his own personal firearm.
Or they have a taser and pepper spray.
Or taser and pepper spray would have been better. And plates or soft body armor or whatever it might be.
Or like, yeah, one of those Temu like full armored face mask things.
Yeah, they're only allowed to carry tourniquets, tic tacs, and radios. They have their handguns, but with no bullets, it's nothing. It's literally, I'd rather have a knife than a gun with no bullets.
Yeah, I know in the past they were carrying rifles, but no ammunition.
I mean, if we could just have them carry rifles instead with bayonets fixed, that would be a suitable alternative, I guess, to the unloaded guns.
Yeah, I mean, that would be more of a deterrent, for sure.
So it looks like the mayor announced yesterday that she will not be seeking re-election.
Good.
Is that man naked?
Good for you. He has been. Well, he was subdued.
He looks naked.
They took off all of his clothes, so he is technically naked, I believe.
Probably to check and make sure he wasn't.
Correct. Yeah, they take because to see if he was shot, if a police officer shot him, then they would need to see where his injuries were. But yeah, any sort of IEDs or anything that was on him, they would just take them off. Right. So that's what I would do. But a lot of people were like, "Oh, he's white. He's super white. He's white. He's white like a." I don't know where you people get this from, but if you look at me and like Jerry Seinfeld, you're like, "Oh, you're both white." I'm like, "No, we're not. No, we're not." Or you look at a high caste Indian and you're like, "You're white." It's like, no, of course not. This is Afghan, Jordanian, right? This is the wrong side of the Mediterranean, bro.
Yeah.
Just because they're light skin tone doesn't mean they're white or Caucasian. Come on, bro.
Yeah, the Egyptians had light skin, as we know.
Yeah. Very low. Well, yes. They were much lighter than they were dark, that's for sure. 29-year-old Ramanullah Lockenwall. Very Western sounding name. And the FBI will initially investigate the shooting as a possible act of terrorism, two senior U.S. law enforcement officials said. The official said the suspect, who is alleged to have used a handgun, has been initially identified as Afghan national. Law enforcement officials are still trying to confirm all of the person's details. A motive has not been determined, and the nature of the investigation could change. Well, just a cursory glance. We have an Afghan national targeting U.S. troops in Washington, D.C., which is quite a funny sentence when you think about it, right? What was the line? We fight them over there so we don't have to fight them over here. And then we bring them over here, and then they gun down National Guard members in the streets of the country's capital.
1 week after our president had leader of Al-Qaeda in the Oval Office. Also fun.
Yeah, remember, guys, we don't fight them. We fight them over there, so we don't have to fight them over here, okay? It's all going according to plan. Now, Mr. Gunsengear says reportedly he was yelling Allahu Akbar during the attack.
I believe that.
Possible. Not entirely sure. I mean, it just looks like, Deus Vult intensifies. It looks like just another Muslim terror attack in a leftist city where we import these people en masse. What a great, brilliant plan. I hope that works out very, very well for you. Thank you.
I mean, he's rather portly. How do we know he wasn't saying, "Where's the snack bar"?
Maybe you're not you when you're hungry, right? So you just needed a Snickers. A Snickers.
We all knew this was going to happen. Like, this was the logical conclusion to the Afghanistan pullout. And the whole narrative of like, oh, these people are refugees. A vast majority of them, especially probably a lot of the ones that Tim Kennedy got out, were not really vetted correctly. There were actual American citizens left in Afghanistan. Meanwhile, there were people coming over here that didn't even have SIVs. So, like, what did we expect? Honestly, this is what we get.
I'm just confused at this. Like, even if somebody, you could say, okay, well, it's nice to bring them in because they helped us out over there, and they might possibly face persecution here in the U.S. if we leave them there. But if they're not properly vetted, or even if they are properly vetted, why would you import people who are still diametrically opposed to your worldview and against, like, to the point where they shoot up National Guardsmen in your state capital, not your state capital, sorry, your country's capital, right? Capital of your nation. What
Very
a
close
disgrace.
to the
What
White
an
House.
embarrassment, dude. That sums up America 2025, dude. Foreign nationals gunning down your service members in your nation's capital.
Amazing.
That we brought here, by the way. Not that infiltrated our country, that we brought here on purpose for some reason. All right. Well, before we get to something silly, which is, of course, Trench Grenade and Sonny Puzikas, the little back and forth there, which should be quite fun. Timothy Tastewell for 2 says, I'm having John for Thanksgiving. Okay, well, hey, how about before we get to this stuff, maybe we should go around the panel, all three of us, and say what we're thankful for. And I'll go ahead and go first. Well, I'm thankful for God for putting me in this position, blessing me with a wonderful family and an audience who, for some reason, puts up with me and allows me to thrive and continue doing what I enjoy doing. For Jake and Richard helping me out quite a bit, really everybody on the Discord, very, very helpful to what I do. Yeah, just very glad to be here, very thankful for the position that I'm in. Timothy Tastewell, however, him I'm not so sure about. Something about him just, he sounds nice on the surface, but the more I think about it, the PFP, the phrasing, I'm like, I don't know what this guy means. What about you, Jake? What do you think?
I am honestly very thankful for Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. You know what I'm talking about, John. But that's just amazing. My family, my daughter, having them is fantastic. And then you guys are really cool. I love being around you guys, hanging out. And everybody in chat, even when they make fun of me, I really do. I feel like we have a very good community here, even though we still have Stu.
Still have Stu. Actually, speaking of Stu, I have a PLXC RDB over there that I'm going to be doing a video on that he sent me $1,488 for.
Amazing.
True story.
You know, Stu may be the worst among us, but I still love him. He's a great guy. So I'm thankful for all that stuff.
Heck yeah. Richard, what about you, sir?
Oh, it might sound kind of cliche, but I'm thankful for all of you guys because I've been put in a position where I can actually spend some time with my family right now, which is very important to me at the current moment. And if I was forced to work, regular job, I wouldn't have the time or the availability to do that. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, sincerely.
All right. That was too nice. Back to making fun of you. Subarctic Psycho for 5 says, turkey or ham? I prefer ham, but I always have Thanksgiving on turkey. I have turkey on Thanksgiving. You know what I mean. But I do prefer ham.
Same.
I think a good turkey is always better than a good ham, but a regular ham is better than most turkey.
Most people don't do turkey right. That's the problem. Most people just oven roast it and then it's dry. The only way to do it is either spatchcock and smoke or you deep fry.
Excuse me?
It's a cooking term. It's called.
What was that middle? What was the middle part?
Spatchcock.
Huh. I wonder why more people don't do that to their turkeys.
It's you cut the backbone out.
Sound like a British man.
You break
turkey's
it open.
all cooked up. Lightsport for 2 says gun control. 21 to buy a gun. Gun control. Cook this off of a whore in Alaska.
That melonhead mongoloid.
Derek's Horse Cum Collection for 5 says John being late is more time I can spend watching my wife in her bowl. I'm gonna bring the jar he fills to court with love. Oh, PSI. Damn. Please don't. I'm not gonna enter that into evidence. Your Honor, if you would look at what is it? Something B. What is it? What do they call it? Exhibit B. You can clearly see that the defendant is a cuck. Amorai Boy for 2. Late and gayer than Trench's dreams. Oh, that's not nice. Focus Trip's wife looking very festive for the season. Nice sweater, Anna. All right, boys. Are you decorating for Christmas in November or are you lame? Yes, you can see that my wife has decorated my room a little bit. She even wrapped the scar in lights, which I need to send back to Andrew. It's just been sitting here for a while. Thank you. Are you a decorator, Jake?
Absolutely not.
You got to get your daughter something to put up.
Yeah, we'll do stuff together, Christmas tree, but not like my room is no.
Lightsport for 2 says, yay, Jake's here. Hi, Jake.
Hello.
And Geonosian buys war bonds so that we can look at the Warhammer. John's wife for 5 says, ho, ho, ho. Asbestos never looked so festive in the attic. Yeah, it's just like Christmas year round up there, Sydney. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
also,
you
very
joke about
festive.
that. You joke about that, but I've been in a lot of attics with asbestos, okay? I'll tell you what.
Thank you, Sydney. Moonman for 2 says, stuck in the Whataburger drive-thru. Richard Tito. Well, I hope you're getting something good. I don't know if maybe I've only ever had Whataburger once.
Whataburger is incredibly mid, and now maybe it's just because I'm in the Midwest. I'm sure the ones in Texas are better. I don't know. I think it's just kind of really salty and not good. I don't know.
All right. Can't stand the salt. Moonman for another 5 says she, quote unquote, do a good job. Surely you just should be seen and not in office. Yes, seen and not heard. Based. Thank you, Moonman. Lightsport for 2 says, so what did all of our friends die for again?
Israel.
Well, no, it's not just Israel. I mean, there's foreign influence for sure. There's oil, there's Halliburton, there's political power, there's, the military industrial complex, there's the pharmaceutical industry. It's a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things. It's not it's multifactorial. Okay.
If you want to take the black pill, if you want to take the white pill, there you can say they died for their brothers who they were fighting with. But what were they fighting for? Yeah.
Right. In the moment, they died for the people next to them.
Yeah. In the moment.
100%. Oh, Israel got Jake. He's gone.
They got him.
I keep screaming. Member for 4 months says, I'm thankful this channel hasn't been nuked. Oh, I don't know. He's having some issues there.
And it froze.
Jake, did you just get flashbanged? Thank you. I keep screaming.
I think my power went out.
Oh, okay. Wow. Central Science Defense for 2 says ham and syrup supremacy. Ham and syrup.
No.
What kind of monster are you?
He's from the Midwest, the northern Midwest.
Ham and syrup. What? I like ham. Ham is good.
That's not with syrup though. That's gross.
No. Unless we're talking about like I've had like honey ham and maple ham and stuff like that, but you don't pour syrup over it. It just comes as like a glaze that's already on it and it cooks into it. It's really good.
No. Mustard glaze.
Ugh. Autis him for 2 says fix bayonet and poke, gun or knife crime. Both technically. Both. Yeah, that'll be an interesting one to try, because if you're in a place where a gun crime is elevated or a knife crime is elevated, what do they go with? Do they say both, or do they say, well, it was committed with a bladed instrument and not a projectile, so therefore knife? I'm not sure. Legally, I'm not sure. Poop Dynamics for 5 says brine the turkey in salt and brown sugar if you want to bake it. Alton Brown has a great video on it. Thank you, Poop Dynamics. Appreciate that. Also, a great Instagram account, Poop Dynamics. I am going to commission you for a video, a couple of the sketchers that I know, and if you want to do some artwork for me, paid artwork for me, that would be really cool for video poop. So
I do want to say, Alton Brown, I grew up watching him. I always loved his show. He is a liberal, but he's also into guns. So I have mixed feelings on Alton Brown. I'm not sure.
Double lot Sean type vibes. Discar the Evil over on Rumble says, got a good one for you. What do you call a black guy with a foot fetish? Soul brother. Richard Gay. Thank you for that, Discard the Evil. Over on Ko-Fi, before the stream even started, oh my gosh, you guys, relax. Before the stream even started, Brashoki said, X2 Trident barrel owner here. Thanks for saving my granddaughter's build from this thing. Took delivery 1 day before seeing the video. Ouch. Rainier Select 5.56 NATO M16A1 AR-15 barrel 20-inch is now in its place. Blessing to you and your family. Thank you very much for that, Brashoki. Appreciate that, sir. And I'm glad that your daughter's build got something that was going to perform a lot better. Anonymous over on Ko-Fi says, jingle bells can go to hell. Oof, that's not very, that's very Grinch coded of you. Winter is really gay. That's very brown coded of you. I don't want to deal with snow. Southern hemisphere type behavior here. That is all I have to say.
Snow is based. If you don't like
snow, is mega based.
You're probably a minority, and we don't like it.
It's very brown coated, not like in cold weather. Very brown coated. Geonosian says Thanksgiving leftovers are better than actual Thanksgiving, and that's final. I've heard this opinion, but I think that's just rose-colored glasses. I love Thanksgiving Day meals. I love Christmas Day meals. They're the best. Leftovers is good, but I love like spending time with the family eating good food.
I just saw one of the Ko-Fi donations. It was Jake's Briss Instructor. What is that? What is that?
Briss is where the
no, I know what that is.
No, but Briss is where the moil sucks the blood out of your penis after the circumcision.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what they mean by instructor.
Well, he's teaching you how to do it. Hurt people, okay?
Okay.
Dreidel over on Ko-Fi says, how many baby foreskins has Jake stolen? Those were promised to Israel 3,000 years ago.
0.
Any comments?
I'm still
No
looking for
foreskins?
mine. I don't have my own. So
Well,
if
when you
anyone
find
has
yours,
any,
let me know.
yeah, if anybody has any leads on the whereabouts.
Dude, put up a wanted poster like they do for dogs and cats. Looking for foreskin. Call this number if found. And it's just like this bloody circle.
Amazing.
Lightspore over on Ko-Fi, Total Nibber Death says, War bonds for the GIF. I'm literally in my guard shack painting Warhammer right now. This is my life while I wait to be a cop again. Yeah, that sounds like fun, though. At least you get to do something you like doing. Yeah, Warhammer's pretty based. Very man-coded, let's call that. Chips Devo says, I'm thankful for Kalashnikovs, not in a gay furry way, but in a genociding the Bosniak Slav type of way. Okay, well, that's kind of based, but I'm going to just say it. All Slavaboo, Russiaboo, Akiboo, whatever you guys want to call it, all of that stuff is a little gay furry coded now. The longer you're in that community, the worse it gets. All right.
They get real defensive when you bring it up too.
Yeah. Oh no, we're not all gay furries. No, totally not. We're not like the weirdos on the range. No, we're totally not disgusting and degenerate behind closed doors. No.
What do you mean, bro? All of my friends paint their nails.
Jake's a Briss Instructor says, Oy vey, Jake, where are my foreskins? Oh, you owe me.
I don't got nothing.
Nothing. Heathen from Texas for 10 says, I'm here late. What did I miss? Did y'all hear that Rock Island Armory's president and CEO recently passed away? In speaking of bayonets, is the A300 Raider worth getting? Richard, Rhino cleaning, please. Speaking of A300 Raider, we're talking about the Beretta, the shotgun. Yeah, I've heard good things about the A300. So, I mean, I'm not a shotgun guy, so I can't really elaborate too much on that. But I've heard the A300s are a good shotgun, so. Probably not bad. Is the Raider a new version of that, or am I missing something?
Well, he said speaking of bayonets, so I'm not sure what that means.
Well, the A300 Ultima Raider is, oh my gosh. Oh, I see. So yeah, so I'll pull this up.
Does it have a bayonet lug?
Well, yeah, so it is.
That's pretty cool.
Let me pull this.
That's why I want to get the
Ultima Patrol Raider Commemorative Edition, and so yeah, it's a Marine Commemorative Edition. Comes with a K-bar,
cool,
a bayonet lug. Kind of cool.
I'm a fan.
All right. Now the price tag, nearly $3,000. Less so a fan of that, but kind of cool. BCS 1488 for 10 says Christ is King, fellas. Mega based indeed. Thank
Very
you, sir.
based.
Appreciate the 10. Thank you, sir. Huge ass for 5 says AKs are inherently gay. Long stroke, pistons, wood, turbo gay. Yeah. Very gay coded. Derek's Horsecom collection for 2 says can confirm Jake is my top guy. PSI. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate that, sir.
Had me in the first half.
All right. A300 is 1,300 for pores. Hey, you take that back. It's literally me. What? Oh, did I miss one, Chud? Pull it up.
Don't pass over Chud.
Oh, my bad. I did miss it. Chud over on Ko-Fi says, make this one quick. I have homework to do. Also, another batch of Nog made and another Agarthan portal opened. Many such cases, cider fags never could. Unbelievable, Chud. Watching Nug or making Nug while not making Nug. Making Nog while watching this stream should be a capital offense, bro.
I think it's very based, actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, if you're a nogger, Jake, that doesn't surprise me because all noggers are foot fetishists as well, showing their toes off on screen for money. I mean, come on, you're one step away from an e-girl.
I'm just the scapegoat of the stream. I've accepted that at this point.
Geonosian on Ko-Fi says, I love spending time with my family. Just something about leftovers hits different. Also, Jake has the gayest takes on fast food I've ever heard. Speaking of Jake being the punching bag of the stream, what a burger is too salty? ? What type of gay pussy bullshit is that? Also, focus, put me in VIP, please. Yeah, Geonosian, you should be in VIP. You should be.
Well, Geonosian, all the people who work at Whataburger here are brown. And I have a feeling they don't know how to do their job correctly. And the food is always, it's either bland or it's way too salty. I don't get any actual flavor. It's just salt. And it's expensive for being fast food. So I don't know why I would pick that over Culver's. I really don't.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to Freddy's than that.
Hey, Jay, quick question for you. Which one is more gay? You pulling out your socks and your toes during stream, or the like little twiddling of thumbs, the feet while watching the stream right now? Both very strange.
I mean,
Both
I
very
don't think
strange.
there's anything inherently gay about this. I mean, he obviously has a child. He has a little baby bouncer thing there. So
Yeah, you can't be gay if you have children. Yeah.
yeah,
like,
I mean,
just ask Dave
right?
Rubin.
Wait, they don't let them have kids, do they?
They shouldn't, but they do. Yeah. Dave Rubin's bought a couple kids. You can just buy kids now. You didn't know that? The government doesn't want you to know this, but you can simply buy children. I have 2 of them. Imagine being so gay you cry about salt in your food.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
sorry,
take
it's
back
called
what I
flavor.
said earlier. I take back what I said earlier. I hate you guys.
No longer, I'm no longer thankful for this community. You guys can go away. Okay. Trench Grenade versus Sonny Puziska, however you say this guy's name. Okay. Now, Sonny Puzikas, very famous for a excellent tactical maneuver called the Blooming Death. And let me see if I can find. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm going to have to make it a little smaller for you guys. You guys are used to small things anyways, though, right? So this shouldn't be too offensive. And yeah, you guys can watch the twirling death that's going on here. And there's a lot of lore here that I'm going to have to expand upon, okay? So Sonny Puzikas, former Russian national Spetsnaz soldier, moved to the West, part of game shows, been in some movies, done some consulting work, also offers training courses, and we'll get to in just a minute, also shot one of his students accidentally. So that kind of has to be in the discussion as we talk about safe and unsafe training habits, all right? So, yes, there is a cameraman here, and yes, he is going to start shooting.
What?
You've never seen Blooming Death? We've shown it on this channel before. This is Blooming Death. Have you not seen it?
No.
It's quite good. It's quite good. So this is Blooming Death. So
For the cameraman?
If I remember correctly, this is him demoing how he would possibly get out of a scenario where he is surrounded by enemy combatants. So he has to continue to keep moving forward and shooting in all directions to provide his own suppressing fire while moving. That is the scenario that he is training for here, shall we say. That's right. So, and somewhere in here, he's actually going to be doing the shooting up. That's right up here. Excellent. Oh, I must have missed it. Let's back up a little bit. Try not to get killed by YouTube either. And so demoing it, yes, it is shooting while moving in all directions. Just having a good time, okay? That cameraman is very safe, laying on the ground, which is actually probably the safest place to be while all this is going on. But this is him demoing the technique Blooming Death, okay? So that's who we're dealing with here. Sonny Puzikas has been around for a long, long time. He still has a couple YouTube channels. He still uploads to a couple places. And he's a fan of unorthodox training styles, shall we say. Okay? Some of them are going to be demoed in this trench grenade video here. Now, have you seen this video before? Did you watch this video, Jake or Richard?
No, I don't watch trench grenade.
I can't.
Well, have you seen this clip though? Because this was going viral on Instagram and whatnot. This is from a instructor from Tactical Response, one of his training classes, and it is going to be getting killed by your partner training, I think is what this is called.
I have seen this.
Okay.
I just remembered it. Yes, it's great. I love this training technique. I think everyone should do it, actually.
Yeah. Voda consulting type vibe. Yes, indeed. So this is so these guys are going to be walking here, let me turn it down a little bit actually. They're going to be walking and cutting back and forth with their guns up and walking in front of the line of fire. It's just walking very, very slowly, and then they're going to go around each other again like a round robin of death, basically circling this barrel, which I'm just going to say, like, there's no value to this whatsoever. You're barely walking, you're barely shooting. The biggest trick here, and really the only thing you're practicing, I guess, is to get the gun out of the way for the guy in front of you. Like, that's literally it. But you could practice this dry. There's no purpose to ever do this live.
You're practicing,
because if you're practicing it live so slow and so worthlessly that you're not getting any value out of it. But you can do this fast, dry with blue
doing
guns.
this live fire makes absolutely no sense. Also, doing this makes no sense. Like, if you have to do this to gain awareness of your muzzle, I don't know, man. I think you're a lost cause at that point.
There is a video of a scenario kind of like this in, I believe it's South Africa. You have an all-black police force responding to somebody shooting up a mall or a shopping center or something like that. And you have about 5 of these African police officers pied up on a door, and they're all shooting. The officer in front is kneeling. The 3 guys are behind him standing. The officer in front stands up and catches around to the back of his head. Like, just instant light switch, he's done. So, like, for like SWAT guys or somebody who's really doing something professionally, you probably do want to learn how to work well together with guns in close proximity, right? To not be putting guns in the back of people's heads. But for, mildly overweight civilians paying $500 for a training class to walk around a barrel while doing this, zero value whatsoever, right? You're not learning how to shoot any better. You're not learning how to move any better. You're doing it so slow that it's worthless. You should just be doing this dry if you're going to do this at all, which this is probably worthless for 99% of people out there that aren't engaged in something on a professional level, right? This is a waste of money. This is how to make yourself feel tactical while just wasting a bunch of money. Yeah. Harvey's tactical training course. No. This is a real instructor puts this stuff on. This is part of a curriculum somewhere. Josh Howard. I'm trying to get Trench to do this drill with me, but he's like, oh, no. That's a wise move from Trench to not do this drill for anyone. This one's always fun too, where they come up to the barrels and they're pieing them, and they're just straight up pointing the muzzle like at each other in some of these scenes. Like, if this guy wants to catch a round to his hand or to his forearm, good on you, bro, but it ain't for me. I gotta make this smaller. Otherwise, YouTube will kick me in the pee-pee, and I won't like it.
I don't have an angle yet. Good. Shot. I have a shot. All right, take it. Multiple shots.
There's literally no purpose in doing any of that. Like,
listen, if you don't think that carrying your 13-pound airsoft rifle, look at all the nonsense on this. He's got a 37 mil launcher. He has a comp M4. He has the M203 iron sight on his quad rail, and he has a flash hider out front. And it's probably what's either a magnifier or a backup iron on the back as well with a pistol brace, which I always just find quite funny. It is out of his shoulder on his cheek. It is. This is the worst shooting. Like, that's the problem, right? These people can't shoot to begin with. They are incompetent to begin with. And now you're like taking them to some CQB corner cutting class where you're going to learn how to operate. It's like, well, they can't shoot yet. So maybe we should do that part first. And that's the hard part, right? Learning how to shoot while leaning is very easy. like footwork class. It's like people get how to walk. People get how to move. Get them to actually connect to the gun and put rounds on target, right? If they can do that quick and efficiently, then moving and memorizing like patterns or other things, that's going to be far secondary to actually just the basic skill of, can you put targets where, or can you put rounds on target where you want in a short amount of time? That's it. Yeah. Well, Matt Pranka said other things too. That's the problem, because I don't think anybody disagrees with that. Like, what's more of more value to the average person? $1,300 GBRS class, or like actually shooting their guns? 99% of people in the chat are going to say, "Oh yeah, I like $1,300 GBRS class to learn how to pie a door with your CQB dance work, footwork stuff." Is
a good deal.
It's not applicable to like 99% of people out there.
I don't think it's even applicable to the other 1%.
I mean, there are, like, if you're a SWAT guy, right, and you're a SWAT team and you're going to hire an instructor, like, they're going to hire some instructor or somebody, right, to teach them how to do this. Not these guys. Not these guys.
You could hire GVRS to do that. Also, Brent Tucker does training for SWAT teams for free. Last I checked.
Right. So I'm not arguing that there are people that should buy these courses. Nobody should buy these courses, but there are people to instruct these people that can actually do the job, who have done the job.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a Pranka type, I guess.
Well, some could say like a Pranka. Yeah. Wish Pranka streamed on YouTube. Maybe we can get him back, bro. It has been a year now. It has been a year.
Can we get Pranka on right now to ask his opinion on this?
I'll send him a message. I'll see if he has time in the next couple months. Before 2026.
We need him now, John.
Yeah. I mean, you could just see, like, I don't even know what they're supposedly training here. They're just like awkwardly standing in a circle. This guy's gun went down, and so he switches to his pistol and just awkwardly holds it out with one arm.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Rather than fixing anything, right? I simply don't get it. And then you got weird, like, press check type stuff here going on. Hold it into your tit and then strike up at somebody. No idea why one would hold their gun slightly out of battery and then strike to the face with it. I mean, it's possible, but why you need to hold the muzzle as you're doing it? I feel like you should. That other arm should be doing something else.
I bet I know what he's trying to say. Yeah. He's probably saying, if you're going to strike him with your gun, you're going less lethal. You hold the gun out of battery so you don't accidentally shoot him.
Yeah.
I bet you that's what he's saying right now.
Muzzle striking is a technique that was taught to some law enforcement.
Like, what, a decade ago?
2.
Let's see this real fast. This has got to be funny. So once again, we're striking. So we're doing out of battery training there, right? So if you press your gun into somebody, you might push it out of battery, right? So you might need to do malfunction clearing or something. So that's basically like close quarters gunjitsu with malfunction clearing in the middle of it, right? Very, very important for the average person.
It is, actually. I use that almost every day on my way to work.
Well, no, but the muzzle striking. Some of us live in inner cities, bro. Come on, they need this.
Muzzle striking is valid. If you're a high speed guy and you're going to clear a room and there's like an infant or a young child there, instead of shooting them, you just hit them in the face with the muzzle of your M4.
Oh yeah, less lethal. Shut that kid up now.
I mean, we laugh about it, but it's probably happened at least once or twice.
Israeli
yes, you
less
should
lethal.
do High Point Samurais. That's a good word for it. High discount Dollar General Samurais. Yes. All right.
Oh boy.
The hot music. I see Renan in the background. I don't know why he joined. Yuck. Gross. The footman himself. Ugh.
He just wants to come in here.
He just wants to harass you. That's why.
Hello,
He's gonna
Jake.
come in here. He's gonna come in here, and his network's gonna crap out on him, and he's gonna drop out of the stream 3 or 4 times. I'm calling it now.
You know,
I mean,
Jake,
you've already crapped out once. What are you talking
I have
about?
to say, didn't you just freeze like 20 minutes
There,
ago?
there was someone in my home flipping breakers. Okay, so I get a break on that one.
What's his name?
My dad, actually.
Your dad.
Paul
He
Pelosi.
came back.
Uh,
Did he have the milk?
Not funny.
no.
Not funny, Richard.
Okay, guys. So, Students of Violence. This is a new Sonny Puzikas channel for streaming. They have exactly one stream. They have 164 subscribers. And they have one stream that they streamed yesterday on why trench grenade and 99% of the internet is wrong. Now, if you notice the thumbnail of this video, it is during one of his classes. He has a student shooting around his body. He is using his body as a barrier for his student. And then the text is, this drill is not as dangerous as driving to work. No.
Okay.
Putting a gun next to your head and having somebody you don't know pull the trigger is more dangerous than your average commute. I'm just going to say it, okay?
Yeah.
Most people commute safely back and forth to work just fine. Most people don't need to have a gun going off next to their head unless they need a TBI, which you probably have.
Also, like, training at the range is dangerous. There are dangers associated with using firearms.
100%.
Why do you add completely unnecessary levels of danger to it? I think he's literally just doing this to get clout on the internet from retards and to convince his students that they're learning some kind of like secret Spetsnaz knowledge, which this is probably what they do in Spetsnaz, to be fair. But I don't know. This is
so. What's funny is I think
I hate
you're
it.
basically right on with that. You have to fool low information people for them to believe that you're some sort of guru. You have some sort of hidden Gnostic esoteric knowledge, right? And that the only way to gain it is by coming to my class and learning these things that the rest of the industry, all of these fools, they have no idea what they're talking about. Only us here at Students of Violence, we can teach you how to really survive, what a gunfight's really going to look like, right? Oh, and that'll be $499.99.
It sounds like you just described communism, like almost to a T.
Well, no, and I think Trench is going to be very right in his critiques of these type of classes and teachers, and I think you should avoid them. Now, the entire stream is 2.5 hours long. The first hour is nonsense. The first hour is nothing. However, once it gets into here with my wife's face on the video, because Trench and everybody else on the internet likes to use my wife's face for everything because it's good marketing. I get it, right? But fair enough. But once they actually start, she's got very good genes. Once they start critiquing Trench's points, that's the actual interesting part of the video and where things can get a little bit funny. We are going to go fast though, because these guys talk a lot. And there's a lot to get through. I watched a full hour of it, so from the 1 hour mark to the 2 hour mark, or I watched the whole thing. But the interesting part is from the 1 hour to the 2 hour mark. So buckle up. We're going to be here all night. Congratulations, you made it to the Trench Grenade v. Puzikas cringe stream.
High speed, low drag. Let's go.
High drag, very high drag.
Oh, high drag. Let's go.
Oh, also, they're very boomery, so we might need to skip around a little bit because them figuring out how to run a stream, while they do it fairly well, they have a couple issues here and there, all right?
About like
Video's
this.
moving. Video's moving.
Manipulation, unsafe, and generally stupid tactics, all while potentially risking the lives of your students in the process. Then go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Welcome.
Oh, did I miss it? I want to hear his full intro there. Actually, I'll just get it from his regular video, because otherwise it's going to take way too long for those fools to get to it. Oh, I have muted.
And I heard of it. And then which one
group so you could instruct nonsense weapons.
Which one are you in right now?
If you've ever created a training group so you could instruct nonsense, weapons manipulation, unsafe and generally stupid tactics, all while potentially risking the lives of your students in the process, then go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Welcome back to the...
You muted again. You'll figure this out. It's ironic.
I think that
you were
he's
just...
I find it very funny that he's basically on with that opening statement that he has, right? These guys create their own training groups and their own communities to sell their classes and kind of give themselves like clout. It's because, oh, well, he's part of this training group, which is part of this training group, but it's really all just themselves giving each other references. And it's like, that's what gives us clout. That's what gives us the pedigree, so to speak, right?
I love it. We missed his whatever something your mom says
you have at home. Yeah.
We need to hear it. Back to the Trench Grenade channel. Today we're going to be discussing tactical response, and more specifically a senior instructor over at Tactical Response whose name will remain nameless, that has recently created their own spin-off training group and is teaching the exact same curriculum as Tactical Response. Now, a couple of general rules of thumb for my
yeah, there you go. Let's make a few comments, all right? The instructor does not have to remain nameless.
Yeah, Jay Gibson, pre-electus training.
Yes, let's give actually find pre-electus training, follow, sign up, and go train with Jay Gibson.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about Jay Gibson. So I met Jay Gibson after I met James Yeager, and James, early on in our friendship and our connection and all that stuff, told me his story about how he went as a contractor to Iraq and how basically Jay took him under his wing. And James was very open with me in saying that it was like, yeah, dude, Jay is like, and that's the first time I heard like Jay's actual background, and I was like, all right, this is not a spring chicken for damn sure. And then I met Jay in person. He attended my class, not one and not two, more than that. So I got to see Jay not only the way he teaches and spend time talking about material and issues and all that stuff. I got to see Jay as a student. And I tell you what, if we're going to talk credentialism, and this is where we're going to bring Mr. Trench Grenade's credentialism, because he's going to be
very good. So he's going to talk about what he thinks about Trench's capabilities and lessons learned compared to somebody like Jay. And really, we don't ever have an issue with what somebody has done, especially me. Like, I'm just a retarded nobody from nowhere, right? I don't have any pedigree, no credentials, no nothing, anything like that. Okay. But most people can look at what you're doing in class and be like, oh, this is worthless. Oh, this is stupid. Like, you don't need to have some credentials to be like, you know what, shooting off like right next to your head in a slow, controlled fashion just seems really dumb. And there's probably more efficient ways to actually train getting better at shooting. Because the one thing that I will say that seems to be indicative of all of these instructors is that they kind of suck at actually shooting, which is like the only thing that I'm actually, even mediocre at, right? I mean, I did make master or whatnot, but most of these guys, they have this thing in common where they just kind of suck. And so they have these very wacky training techniques, and they have these wacky oral malfunctions, I guess you could call it, where they just wax poetically for 20 minutes about nonsense or some story or some like non sequitur that doesn't mean anything and isn't related to what you're actually trying to train. They're really good at that, and explaining their pedigree, but then they're just not good at actually doing the thing.
We talk about thousands of people that he trained and all that stuff. Trench Grenade. Actually, you know what? Let me be a little bit less sensitive. Listen, kid. If we were to compare your credentials with Jay's credentials, kid, you have so much grass to piss on before you even step onto the same lawn, before you can even approach comprehending what is Jay's background, what are his accolades, what he has written, whom has he trained, and what skills.
Have you ever heard that? You've got so much grass to piss on before you can even step on the same lawn.
I've never heard that in my life.
No, Not a saying you use in your everyday life?
No.
Listen, son. You've got a lot of grass to piss on before you can step on the same lawn as what I have.
Honestly, these people make me so mad because I've encountered these people in real life while attempting to help people learn how to shoot better.
Mm-hmm.
And they will always talk about where they've been, what they've done, who they've gone to training with, like where they've been.
And take your word for it, Hands.
I do not care at all because if you, whatever your past was, whatever your history is with being trained or training, if you are going out on the range and being an absolute retard, I have no respect for you and I do not want to hear you talk, like, at all. There's very basic stuff that all good trainers kind of have to do. And these guys they're like, oh no, actually we're gonna like shoot at each other and do some really stupid.
We're gonna walk really slowly. We're gonna have a 4-hour lecture before we start shooting. It's like, oh, okay.
We're gonna go really slow. We're gonna point guns at each other. We're gonna spin around and we're gonna do stuff that we saw in John Wick. It's like that means nothing.
Well, you say that, but there's a different connection there, actually. So it started out with these guys in the 90s and early 2000s infecting the training scene, and doing consulting work in movies, which then led to something like John Wick picking up from things that came before it. And so they're actually what caused kind of what you see now with like the super cool gunjitsu, gun kata, whatever you want to call it. Because Sonny's been around for like 30 years, dude. Long time in the entertainment sphere.
Well, I think
nobody does that.
I think that's
nobody
part
actually
of like
does it.
The pipeline for how people kind of get duped into these things is they see kind of the cool aspect of some of these movies and they don't know the difference between like what's Hollywood BS and what's like realistic gun training. But then I think also, right, is that these training courses are not for people like you and me. They're for people who don't know better. They are specifically done by people who probably know they're not very good shooters, but they don't want better shooters to outshoot them in their courses. So they just say, you know what, let's make it as crazy as possible. And the only people we're going to attract with this are going to be dumbasses, are going to be just people who don't know the difference between like what's safe and what's not. And they're going to be super impressed by all my things. And they want those people, right? Like they don't want competent shooters who are going to call them on their BS.
So
they want
unfortunately, I've unfortunately watched some of their classroom talks, and their classroom talks are so edgelord, like faux red pill brovet like mentality. It's like a David Goggins. It's like a great value David Goggins monologue or something about it's about your mindset, it's about this, it's about that, you got to feel it, you got to have the edge of a killer. It's like, what does that mean? I don't know.
You gotta break that tunnel vision. You gotta scan and assess and stay in your box. You gotta have that focus, bro.
It's your workspace, man. You gotta maintain your workspace.
This is my workspace right here, John.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You get in here, it's trouble,
bro.
No, but this training is literally for mall cops and guys who were in the Marine Corps for 2.5 years, suspiciously 2.5 years, and then got out somehow. And they're like, I shoot guns. Yeah, I'm pretty into shooting my rifle.
Also, classes. his podcast name is quite literally Gospel of Violence.
Hell
it's
yeah.
a great podcast name. So this is just the first short that popped up when I said Sonny Puzikas at Mindset. So let's see what this is.
You discovered something amazing, beautiful, pure, clean, powerful. Okay, I found it, but then something else finds you, the weaknesses, the compromise. Training is kind of like that. At first you kind of go like, whoa, this whole new beautiful world of capabilities and developing deeper, and then the fucking grind. Stay with slow work, stay with slow push-ups, do that. This is not working. Right? Well, that's the beginning of you carrying across. This is my job. This is what I do. When you escape this way, you do this, you do that, and then walk, and then the temptation to come back to your pride. Steadfastness cannot work together with anxiety.
It looks really good in a movie, but anytime anybody actually fights, like in any sort of MMA event or anything like that, none of this nonsense, absolutely none of this nonsense makes it to the top. None.
Nope.
None of these like quick little hits or these little slick jives or whatever they're doing there. It's all just for show, bro. It's all
Also-
nonsense.
Yeah, this is like total nonsense. Even MMA is not
Dude,
real life because there's a bunch of stuff you can't do in MMA that you do.
Sure, okay,
you will
but two
100%
guys-
do in real life.
I mean, kind of, right? You might go for the eyes or do something, but if it's a stand-up fight between you and somebody else, it's pretty similar. Like, are you going to try and take the guy down, or are you going to try and strike? Right? That's your two options in a standing fight without a gun or a knife or something.
Actually, you need to hit his chakras and
Yeah, but
disable him.
it's his little like, oh, I'm going to twist here and then I'm elbow down there, and as I move, and I'm going to strike you 6 times, like it's the Ip Man movies or something, right?
It's all
like,
about pressure
sure.
points, John. You wouldn't get it.
Make sure you read
center axis relock.
your horoscope before you go out that day. You gotta know where your
dude,
chakras are aligned.
Apparently, being a retarded inbred is the best base for MMA. I mean, training from 2 years old and just having an 85 IQ and being inbred, it's like it maintains your warrior genetics or something, or not your warrior genetics, but your crotch sniffing genetics, I should say. Yeah.
And then the temptation to come back to your pride. Steadfastness cannot work together with anxiety. Steadfastness will require acceptance. It's a necessary stage, and maybe endless stage in our evolution as fighters, as being able to do things, within violent environments, because you betrayed the process to
Getting punched for no reason with like really soft taps. I'm going to show you a tension video as well. There's a tension video by Sonny that is very funny.
rejoice in the outcome. Sometimes we're not knowledgeable enough and we don't have a deep enough understanding to measure progress. We only have a vision of what success is.
Just sucker punching him. All right, let's do tension. There's a great tension videos. Oh, here it is, dude. Sonny Puzikas helps remove tension from Sistema student, and removing tension from his student is beating him with a stick.
How much are his courses?
You asked the question.
With a title like that, I'm expecting them to just start beating off on camera.
What are your things? Your shoulders. Yeah, I see that. Breathe. Breathe. Don't fight. You're starting to fight. You're going to lose that fight. Breathe.
Anybody sold? Any takers?
$1,000.
I feel better now. How close were you
It was just relieving tension.
I love when a man beats me with a stick. It's exactly what I need to relax and lose tension.
For about the next 2 minutes, and then it comes back. So you need that as a daily treatment.
You need that as a daily treatment. All right.
It's like a Russian massage parlor.
I feel like he might have spent a little too much time in a Russian massage parlor. But listen, like if I go to a class and they aren't beating me off with sticks right away, I'm just leaving, dude. I'm too tense. I can't shoot when I'm tense, dude. I need you to relieve the tension, boss. Hit me.
Yeah, what is Hawkeye?
$400 a day. He'll beat you up.
What's Hawkeye's opinion on this? Do we know?
Hawkeye's opinion. He just texted something. Me. Lose when tense when getting it. That's the Russian bathhouse treatment. Oh my god. Traded this for 10 plus years. Yeah, that's the Russian lore you don't know about Hawkeye. Oh,
Hawkeye actually trained this guy.
Oh yes, actually, he was Sonny's dad, if I remember correctly.
Knowledge, and not only that, not only knowledge, understanding of what goes on in CQB environment he has in comparing to yours, kid.
Yeah. Remember, yeah, Trench, you wouldn't understand. You don't understand the advanced techniques of Tension relief with sticks, bro. You wouldn't get it, dude.
As he trained, and what skills, knowledge, and not only that, not only knowledge, understanding of what goes on in CQB environment he has in comparing to yours, kid.
Yeah, Jay may have written the manual of what you're shit talking, except it was probably too short, so they added stuff to it. So, like, if you've never heard of the SOTG, look it up. Like, the Marine Corps paid Jay to teach the special operators how to do CQB. So, like, he's going to get into how he's the expert here and he's the master marksman or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, we'll get to that.
Well, first, before we even get there, like, Trench, see what you're doing. Can't hate you for trying to gain followers. And
literally, AK people never stop catching L's. Like, never. If you're, you know, I'm just going to say it, guys. All right, this might be controversial, but maybe Hitler was right in genociding the Slavs. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you guys see where it ended up, bro. Maybe there was some good ideas behind that. Okay.
And make a career after your career.
I think Patton had an interesting quote about that.
Yeah, something about fighting the wrong enemy, and we should have pushed on to Moscow, which I agree with you a lot. Anyways, he strangely died after that for no reason whatsoever.
That's really sad.
Yeah, tragic. I wonder how that happened.
Out of this, but careful how you're doing it. Okay, you're going after tactical.
You Trench with 50k subs, them with 164. I get it, man. You're just trying to gain followers off of our big name. It's like, Sonny, you haven't been relevant since like 2004. After you shot that student in the shoot house, that's when, and keep in mind, whenever they talk about safety or understanding CQB or anything like that, remember that this guy accidentally shot one of his own students. All right. So just Trench is going to talk about safety, rightly so. And these guys are going to be like, you don't need to worry about safety.
So here's my question for the panel. Would you rather have a class from Sonny Puzikas or whatever his name is, or Double Out Sean?
Sonny would be funny, dude. Know who I am. If I could record Sonny's class, I would buy a class from Sonny. Because it would be so funny to just like use normal fundamentals.
You have to go there.
He wouldn't let me record, but
you have to act like you're into it. You have to try.
Yeah, I would just use like normal shooting fundamentals, and
you get blamed.
That's not wrong. You're shooting too fast. You're too worried about where bullets are going. You must shoot next to my head. Oh.
John, if you started shooting regularly, they would start beating you with a stick.
You're too dense. You're too dense.
I just want to see the insurance release that they have to do for this kind of stuff.
What insurance?
Yeah,
that's probably it.
Yeah, dude. I'm sure there's some sketchy things going on there, bro.
I would not want to take a class from Voda, given his history.
He might try and rape you.
Yeah.
Response. You have a huge logo of theirs in your thumbnail. Okay, it's in the title of your video. None of the footage came from a tactical response class. While there are similar drills in some of the advanced classes of tactical response, none of the drills as outlined or as displayed are directly from tactical response curriculum. So you've never taken a tactical response class. You've never taken a Praelectus class from Jay. So for you to say that Jay, a senior instructor from tactical response, is teaching their same curriculum, and this is what it looks like, you are defaming another company, Tactical Response.
Why would that be defaming if the content looks good? Or is it just really cringe and you know it looks really cringe?
Oof.
By speaking ill of them, as well as another instructor who you literally couldn't even shine the boots of. So, like, be very careful with that shit, man. There are people who care about James's legacy, like myself, and what tactical response still is and what it has been. And you're trying to say that there are things that are happening now that would not have happened if James were still alive or weren't happening back then. Go look at VSO Gun Channel's breakdown or American Gun Chicks breakdown of like the advanced classes at Tactical Response. There's some footage out there on the internet. Look at Jordan Winkler's channel where he has some of the drills from Advanced Tactical Response. James Yeager himself taught me how to run drills like that. So you trying to throw your hat in the ring or try and start beef above you to try and bring you up, dude, it can backfire on you, and it can backfire on you hard, because you're talking about a dude
I know it might be difficult for you guys to get it now, but again, these people have not been relevant in any major way for over a decade at this point. Like in any way, shape, or form. The game has just moved on. Shooting has moved on. This sort of tactic CQB based instruction is kind of going the way of the dodo bird, which it should for 99.9% of people. It's just, you guys pretend it's 2004 and you guys are the hottest stuff on the market. It's just not that day anymore, bro.
No, we should be instructing people to only shoot single stack irons, bladed, one hand with your other hand on your hip, because that's how you shoot pistols, right? Isn't that how you shoot pistols, John?
Wars.
I think so.
It's good enough for Grandpappy. Good enough for me.
A dude that a lot of dudes,
and I mean dudes,
like fucking close. You want to talk close quarters battle? Like an elevator in Vegas is pretty close quarters, and you don't want to be in there with fucking Jay. I know that. Like
that sounds like a threat.
So be careful. Be careful at how you target and attack others to try and promote yourself.
Yeah.
You'll end up like Ja Rule.
Yeah.
It's just
what is
on
with
the
these
face of it,
dudes
it's just
about
intellectually
threatening people in Vegas?
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, bro.
Yeah. Except for the STDs.
Oh, also, by the way, the thumbnail is a real picture. If you guys haven't seen that, I just thought I should probably share this for reference if you want to go to one of his classes. Like, this is a real image from one of his classes. It's a real handgun.
Oh,
hopefully
wow.
unloaded, but pointed at the temple of one of his students.
Can we make a meme out of this that just says "me, also me"?
Real. No, so I took this for the thumbnail, cut it out, and put trench there. But yeah, just a little oopsies, just little silly stuff like that. So that's again the type of class we're talking about.
You don't want to be in my workspace.
Oh no!
I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised that he's using a red dot on his pistol.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the most surprising. Although I don't know what gun that is, dude. It looks like a threaded barrel Glock with a rock slide attachment. Although the red dot does look like an RMR, so I don't know what it is.
Does look like an RMR. It's probably a dagger.
His student's pistol he took off of him right before he executed him.
Give me a gun. I show you what to do.
He took that pistol off of a horse pimp in Dallas or whatever, Denver.
In Denver. I don't know. This somebody just sent me this, Jake. Apparently, friendship ended with Focus Trip. Now it's PSI. You and PSI, bro. You have a good time there, Jake. All right.
What is happening,
bro? This is gonna be me and you in 5 minutes. All right.
This is gonna show up. This is gonna show up in the evidence, John.
Me when I find you.
Honest. You don't want to name Jay or Praelectus, but you want to name Tactical Response. This didn't take place in Camden at their range. It didn't take place under their banner. Like, you're just using it to get clout. And then, like, what's your goal here? To denigrate Tactical Response? Like,
well, I'm going to ask something else to it.
Well, so people are always like, what's your goal? Are you trying to tear somebody down? It's like, well, not specifically, but I would. Well, here's the thing, though. It's not just to make fun of somebody. It's to steer people away from this level of retardation. Because at the end of the day, you are putting students in harm's way, whether physically or just by teaching them the wrong things and emptying their pocketbooks at the same time. So yes, I would like you to stop doing that. That would be the ideal solution for me.
When Lewis said be careful, I'm going to tell you one other, dimension of why you want to be careful. Be careful what kind of followers you gain. I've been told many, many times to put out the videos without the context out there because it becomes scandalous, right? And scandalous videos without any context or whatnot, because if I say something like I said in the previous class, right? Don't bring the gun into a knife fight, right? I could have just said that and left it, right? Could it become scandalous? Yes. What kind of douchebags I'm bringing into my orbit by putting
scandalous?
Don't bring a gun to a knife fight. It's a very controversial take, apparently. What does that mean? Again, it's like, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know, bro.
You wouldn't get it, John.
I wouldn't get it, dude.
Words at this point.
A statement like that.
Bunch of knife weirdos.
A bunch of idiots that don't even forget about room temperature. I'm talking lukewarm water. Their IQ doesn't even reach there. Do I want these people to discuss, steal my time, take my breath away or whatnot? No. I want someone who's in the triple digits, not just IQ, but general intelligence. We can have productive exchange. So, Trench Grenade, dude, if you want a Somali IQ as your followers, dude, go for it. But you're going to waste so much time, and you're probably going to have a lot of collapse and a lot of falls.
Okay, base. Yeah, if you're trying to train 70 IQ people, then yeah, you're not going to have a great time. Totally agree with you there, sir. But unfortunately, what you're training would actually probably be applicable to those guys.
It is.
And all that. If that's what you follow, dude, we have nothing to say. We're going to forget about you if you exist because you really don't, not in our world. And
can we send these guys?
But if you're really trying to,
can we send these guys to Ukraine to train the soldiers there?
We're actually deploying them to Washington, D.C. as we speak.
Oh.
Listen, somebody's got to clean it up, and Sonny's the man to do it. I mean, he's literally a
Imagine
student.
him.
Listen, look at his credentials: student of violence, gospel of violence. All right, I feel like this guy is the man to clean up Washington,
Imagine
D.C.
him walking around on like the National Mall, surrounded by protesters, doing his flower of death thing. I mean, database, I guess. I don't know.
future career after you leave US Army or whatnot, establish some kind of a legit following of dudes that want legit training, where they want to be pressed when they want to see what is the reality of violence. Be careful, dude, because you're going to attract a lot of idiots that, for one, they're not going to pay your bills, they're not going to show up in training, but they're going to keep you very, very busy with stupidity on the internet.
And then addressing some of the comments before we play this again. So I just scroll back a little bit. Adam Hall says it's just the Sidney Sweeney pick. Yeah, this is that dude's video. So there was like 2 minutes of Jay, and most of that is.
Listen, all right. We're bringing 2012 style commentary back, where it is just 20 minutes of talking with either a girl in the background that everybody likes, Sidney Sweeney, or it's just gameplay. It's Call of Duty, it's Battlefield,
Counter-Strike
gameplay.
surfing. That's what we need.
Gameplay video, gameplay commentaries are back on the menu. We are successfully bringing it back to 2012. You are welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Audio, just Jay talking over that picture. And then 2 small clips from class. His whole video is just a picture.
Do you think he's jacking off to Sidney Sweeney's picture?
He might be. He's probably in uniform and doesn't want to put himself on camera saying stuff.
I think he's trying to capitalize on the. Right now, that meme is so hot. Where Sidney Sweeney,
it's the funny. It's the funny thing.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't know nothing about it. I'm so behind.
Yeah,
perceptive.
And then
boomers.
just going through a couple more of these. It's just like credentials. Don't make yourself. So that's what we're about to get into. Is just he's talking about tons of his credentials and stupid shit that really doesn't matter. Like. It's just
So, guys, by the way, we don't have any scrolling things on our screen or whatnot, but hit like it, hit subscribe, share it. This is relatively soft. We're going to go harder. There are going to be things that will make some ears change colors on this channel. So share the love.
And then Dylan Mansell said that there's a bunch of reputable instructors that do downrange drills. We've got a clip of the snake drill from Ken Hackathorn. Ken Hackathorn's been doing this shit for he's retired now. He's still doing stuff. But he's been doing this for over 50 years. And then he invented competition shit. And then you guys made it gay. And you want to criticize, downrange drill. So the snake drill, if you aren't familiar, people are walking in front of each other and nobody gets shot.
And how many times you've seen the videos of
Ken's retarded?
Dozens of tactical companies.
Well, pulling out references. And it's like, I don't know if that helps you at all, bro. Like, that's good or whatever. But yeah, in downrange drills or drills that break the 180, I think are perfectly fine and justified in a lot of classes, in a lot of scenarios. Like when I'm out training on the range by myself, like I don't do a 180 rule or something silly like that. And there's certain ways where you can make it safe and do downrange drills, or where people are, in front of the line of fire, whatever that happens to mean. All we're saying is what you're doing is stupid and useless, right? It's not just the concept of somebody being in front of the muzzle is bad for some reason, right? Plenty of the times, like when I'm filming or when somebody else is filming me or when I'm filming somebody else, yeah, of course somebody is in front of the muzzle. It's not a safety issue, right? The point is like what you're training, walking slow while pointing your Glock at the back of somebody's head. What are you training for? What are you doing? Your hits are bad. You're shooting slow. You're walking slow. There's no purpose to any of this other than some sort of performative dance. It's just a waste of time.
I think Ben hit the nail on the head with that one there.
Yeah, tactical theater is what it is. I bet dollars that I just gave you if they couldn't clean a bill drill. LE is entrenched in this. Everyone wants to do the cool guy stuff, but ignore the basics. It's like, listen, once you have a good grasp of the fundamentals, then you can play around with other stuff if you really want to. But the problem is a lot of these people are stuck in the trap of doing stuff like this, and they can't actually do the thing. They can't actually do a bill drill. They can't actually, you know, run a stage in a decent amount of time. They can't actually use their tools effectively, but they know how to tie a corner and what the tactical CQB footwork is supposed to be for this type of angle and whatnot. It's like, that's worthless. You can't actually do the thing, right?
Where 3 or 4 guys, we just froze.
No,
okay.
No, he's good.
Where 3 or 4 guys in front of each, you know, in one line, right? One guy moves towards the range as towards the target as he's firing. He quickly turns, raises his gun, lowers his gun. Next guy, as soon as this guy moves out of the way, lowers his gun, raises his gun, and starts firing, right?
Yeah.
And they continue moving towards the target or away from the target.
Yeah.
What is the difference?
Right. And so then, like, are we arguing like the semantics of what is acceptable? Because then it becomes, okay, well, downrange, like, is it in front of the firing line? Is it next to the target? So nobody was shooting apples off each other's heads in that video. So just throwing that out there. But anything past the 180, like, okay, well, there's so many companies that do that shit. Like, I've taken war poet classes and they're pretty mild as far as like the bending the rules, but they do that.
John Lowell?
Yeah. So like they're doing stuff like realistically, like they're not going past each other, at least in the 4 classes that I took, but there's people like shooting here and shooting here, like in 3 dimensions, like one is like however many degrees off. So is that okay? Is that not okay? Another good class, ECQC with Craig Douglas. You shoot past Craig. Is Craig a fucking retard?
What do you mean? We shoot.
He might be. I don't know, Craig.
He certainly sounds like one.
They keep appealing to these other people. Like, listen, other person does it, so it's fine. It's like, that's not really. You can pull out as many retards from your deck of cards as you like, but it's not going to help you build a strong hand, bro.
You know what, John? You know what this reminds me of? It's like
What's
the you know, the military parades. I think it's either like India or I think it's India where they have the guys on the motorcycle. There's like dudes doing like a human tower on a motorcycle, and they've got guys hanging off the sides of AKs.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just like totally pointless, dumb stuff that these people are training. That doesn't even look cool, but some people for some reason think it's cool. I don't understand it, dude. And these guys,
it's very impressive to brown people or retarded people, yet I repeat myself.
It's amazing to me how like self-righteous these guys are. They think they are like totally in the right and that everyone else is the retarded people when they are being objectively retarded.
Well, and it's like, listen, I would never, if Sonny gets upset at me and he's like, you don't know what I've been through, you don't know what I've done, you're not allowed to talk this way, I'd be like, listen, name your competition, name whatever it is, anything that has to do with shooting, me and you will do it, and whichever one is faster and more accurate, we get to tell the other person to shut up, okay?
1v1 me on Rust.
Just literally anything, because like, Sonny, whatever you know or have done, that's all cool and great or whatever, but any competition, anything that has to do with shooting fast and accurate, I'll 1v1 you in that, okay? And we'll just see who does better, all right? And then the other one can tell the other person to shut up and never mention their name again, okay? I think that's a fair trade.
Shooting past people in the CQC and
and that's doing the live fire.
That's how my truck got shot, but thankfully not with the real round. It was
well, there's the live fire portion. You shoot past Craig, and then in the force on force portion, you're obviously shooting each other. So like that gets rolled into it too. So like at what point, like, so Lewis is going to fill in at least two more videos.
So I'm going to just throw in something here, drill that I ran with a dude some of you might know. Some people might call him a credible instructor. Some people may call this guy a credible instructor.
Yeah, if you mute our mic before you play it, probably.
Yeah, or I'll just turn the volume down on this one.
Are you going to get me in trouble? What are you doing here?
Yeah, so the audio doesn't really matter.
For those who don't know, like genuine cool guy army shit, like if you you see in the background Super Dave Harrington, like so
this guy right.
The huge oversized knife, the instant center axis relock, is that what they call it, where they pull the Glock back to their chest like instantaneously once they're done firing? I don't know. Does this look super cool and high speed to you guys?
It's not necessarily center axis relock. Center axis relock is different.
That's Super Dave Harrington.
God rest his soul.
Yeah. So we've got a cameraman downrange and super.
Yeah, but nobody's saying that that's unsafe. Having somebody down there filming, recording, or anything like that, or even this guy, if he was like 2 feet in front of him to the right, not a big deal. Nobody cares. It's the fact that you're using people as either barriers, which is that's big stupid, or you're having students intentionally cross in front of each other while shooting.
Yeah,
I think that's stupid. I think that's big dumb.
Now,
there's no benefit and only downsides.
John, if I was shooting USPSA and all the no shoots were people, I would probably hit less no shoots. So there's maybe there's something there, maybe. I don't know. It's retarded though. It is actually retarded.
Super Dave being a GM, that's all well and good if he's over there. Like, there's nothing unsafe going on in this. Now, I didn't quite see what they did when they crossed over, if they crossed over. Let me go back a second. So this guy starts out.
No, like genuine.
Let me make it small again.
Cool guy, army shit.
Right.
Like
So
you
he
see in the
runs
background,
forward.
Super Dave Harrington.
This guy runs forward.
We said this guy.
I can't really tell what's going on there if I would judge that as unsafe or not. But I mean, it's just like, if they are actually high level people, then they can take on a higher level of risk because they have a higher level of competency. However, again, what Trench is making fun of in that initial video is two obvious, inexperienced retards shooting past each other's heads. Like two students, like two novice shooter students doing that.
Guy right here. That's Super Dave Harrington.
God rest his soul.
Yeah. So we've got a cameraman downrange and Super Dave downrange, while two guys
with live firearms,
live guns, moving past each other, and nobody shot each other. Imagine that.
Okay, but what is the point? What are they doing? They're just running past each other in an X formation. Like, what is the actual point of this drill?
Well, this one doesn't even look that unsafe, I'll be honest. It's just like you're running
I don't
past
think it's that
each other.
unsafe. You have to keep the muzzle. They're going muzzle up in this. But what are they actually practicing here? Just running? Because like, if it's just running from position to position and engaging a target, what do we even gain by having a second person there? Because they're not bounding. They're going together. Just try not to run into each other while they're running? Like, what are we doing?
There's no point. This is literally... It's literally just tactical theater. It's just retardation.
If I had bought my first AR-15 and Glock 3 months ago, I would look at this and think, oh wow, this is the kind of training I need. Oh wow, see, they're really training real dudes training with real guns. And it's you know, it's just
well,
to draw
when
in
you're
those
when you're
people,
inexperienced,
right?
this looks like the fun thing. This is what you do. This is how you get better, right? This is the only thing you do, right? Is this sort of stuff. But real training is like really boring. Doing the same things over and over again in like very small increments. It's just like any sport or anything where you want to get really good at. You do a lot of basic stuff over and over and over and over again.
I don't think it's boring.
Oh, I love it too. I like actually getting better though, right? Not just the theater stuff.
Yeah. And then later, so I was in that same class, and then there's one, like, you know, not giving away all Super Dave stuff, but since he's passed, like some of this stuff, like you're going in a pattern that's like kind of like a delta, you know, like the top half of a triangle, and people are moving in and out, and then you're going up and then down and then back, and then there's like the whole class. So there's 20 people doing it all at once. You just don't shoot each other. That's the whole point.
You're like, you become competent without engaging mechanical safety. Like you're actually responsible for your actions.
Yeah. And then that dude ran the Range 37, 2 sections of his career in Army Special Forces. So he was training these dudes like at like the operator ninja level, and it wasn't a problem then.
Now,
so
I'm
like,
going to do something really quickly here, because I know that Colin mentioned response. Considering, you know, that I'm sure at some point when this gets shared and gets to certain people, we will have comments. The guy who shot somebody actually in training talks about being responsible. Yeah, I actually have that experience.
Yeah, so he's talking about how he does actually have that experience of, yes, shooting one of his students in a shoot house. And talking about how, you know, how this is safe, this isn't stupid, this isn't theatrics. Listen, guys, and I talk as somebody who has shot somebody, who has shot somebody stateside, right? Not in the military, not on a contract, shooting somebody accidentally.
You know, that makes you wonder, maybe what they're doing isn't that safe, because most instructors have not shot their students.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, maybe Based Mike was in that shoot house with Sonny, dude. All I know is that if Sonny and somebody else goes into a shoot house, Sonny is coming out. All right. The other guy, I'm not so sure about, but I know Sonny is coming out.
Well, that could be why he's downplaying this is not dangerous, is because he actually has shot somebody.
I don't get it. It's like, you are the thing. You literally are the reason why this is dangerous. You've done the thing that you should not do. You shot somebody, bro. Oops.
If you want to discuss that, let me know. I'm just
many such cases. Sorry, bro.
Yep. Do the mics.
That was kind of a cell phone on his part.
Is that a?
He just brought that up.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. Listen, guys, I know what I'm talking. Is that a World War I Anna de Armas? That's a sad Anna. Aww.
Oh, she's Soviet.
She's seen better days. What is that? Is it Soviet?
Yeah, it's a Soviet Anna de Armas.
Oh.
Okay, we'll cut the mic. Go back to
that video.
We purposely framed him wrong. True. We just thought it would be funny, honestly. Yeah.
I love that this guy is in this, he's doing this podcast or whatever you want to call it, and he just cannot take off those stupid earbuds.
He said it in the beginning. I skipped it, but he said, "Oh no, it makes me look cool, like a real operator."
No, every time I've seen someone who's an instructor who wears those constantly, like no matter what the situation is, like they'd wear it at their child's wedding. There's some brain cells that are missing up there. They're missing some folds.
Is this just Glock switches for white people?
Yeah, it is.
Back to the video here.
If you're looking for a reputable, relevant trainer in the space of firearms and tactics training.
See, now you realize why this video took 2 hours and 45 minutes for them to get to, because they've barely gotten to Trench actually talking yet, actually having any problems with him.
Are as follows. If your favorite primary instructor has to delete comments on their own private social media page and on the training group or academy social media page to prevent the truth from their curriculum from rising to the surface or generally unsafe acts, then that is probably a major red flag for you that you should avoid, run away quickly. Another thing that you should avoid are war stories instructors. These guys will stand up and tell you every war story that you've ever heard from any theater that's ever existed in the world, even your local movie theater, but will not be able to tell you how any skill or task that you're trying to accomplish is actually applicable in the real world, other than maybe this happened in a gunfight one time, now listen to this story or watch this drag, etc. Okay. Last but not least, this is where I kind of come into the fold. Don't film anything from this point of the class on, and don't post it on social media because the liberal tiers and the gun community just can't handle how edgy our training group, academy, or our curriculum is.
Yeah. So Trench is actually giving you sage advice here, right? So if you're like looking to who to get training from, which some of you guys might want it, I've only ever taken one training class and then half of a Ben Steger class. You know, I don't know if you really need to take a lot of classes, but for some people it can certainly be helpful. But if somebody is like constantly having to delete half the comments or limit the comments on their social media posts because they're getting ratioed or because they're getting called out for stupid or retarded things, or if they're only relying on experience from, you know, Desert Storm or something like that, and that's where all of their basis for their instruction comes from, or if it's that super secret Gnostic wisdom, that esoteric wisdom about whatever it might be, you know, this is top secret, we can't have this put on the internet. All of those things are mega red flags. All right, all those things, and especially you should consider that because you are giving them your hard-earned money. They don't just deserve that. They don't just deserve that for existing, right? So they need to earn your money. Because you can waste $500 with Sonny, or you can give probably less to a actually good instructor and get something out of the class, right? Instead of getting beaten with sticks. I mean, maybe some of you guys out there honestly probably would get paid $500 to get beat up with sticks, but it'd probably be by a woman.
Of course, Hawkeye says, "I'll take the class, boss. Send me." Yeah, coming from Mr. Safety off, finger on the trigger. I expect nothing less, honestly.
That is a red flag. Nothing.
But is it wrong?
Turn on the mic.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on.
Okay. But are we wrong? First of all,
put us on the screen. That way we can enjoy watching ourselves.
First of all, like, how does he know that anyone said don't take video?
Oh, okay. I was curious about what was in the background. So you have the Universal Hot Crazy Matrix, and then you have
naked lady.
Wedding lingerie?
Hell yeah, naked lady, bro.
I'm not to get hard with
All right. It's funny because they talked about Trench like gooning earlier, and then this is literally
and they also have, like, there would have been a redeeming quality in this video, except the Milwaukee drill on their table is a 12 volt, so I just don't have any respect for them
no respect. No respect. No respect.
Or don't post this or anything like that. How does he know that that's a a thing.
Well, actually,
if it's actually posted by the instructor themselves.
Right.
Jay posted this video of his class. That's where.
Yeah, but that's why he's getting called out, and that's why he was deleting comments, and that's why you shouldn't. Because when somebody posts something like that, it doesn't matter that they posted it, right? What matters is like the content of it and what you see. Is that worth your money? No, absolutely not. I would not pay any money to a class that is going to put a student behind me pointing a gun at my head. Never going to happen. Never going to happen.
John, like you were saying earlier about it's okay to go to some classes, but you don't need to just constantly go to classes. One of the best things you can do as far as mentorship and improving your shooting, start doing some competition shooting, identify someone who's really competent and knows what they're doing, and just kind of like have them mentor you, have them kind of go out to the range with you.
Are you
learn
talking about
from
having
them.
friends? That's gay, dude. Why are you
Is
as a
that a
man hanging
crazy
out with men?
thought?
Like, I don't know,
Is that
dude.
a
That's
crazy
wild. That's
thought?
wild, bro.
Like,
Well, here's the
wash your
thing, dude.
hands,
I
get the
know
Cheeto
people-
dust off your fingers, and
I
get
know
out
people
there.
who go to dozens and dozens of classes a year, and they're like D
Mediocre.
class, C class, B class. It's like, how are you spending this much money to be this bad? Like you're not like mechanically incompetent, you know, like your arms work, your hands work, your eyes work. You're just what the truth is that you're actually just not working. You're not putting in any work. You're not dry firing and you're not actually shooting. The only time you touch a gun is at a class, and these classes you go to half the time is sitting at a desk. So maybe if you actually wanted to be better at the thing, you should do the thing. And yeah, I agree. Being around people. Now, a way to get around people who are very good at shooting is to go to competitions. And that will allow you to meet people who are very good at shooting and who can beat you, right? So you can learn what they're doing to beat you, and then you can figure out how to beat them, right? So
100%.
if you're a competitive person, and local matches are dirt cheap, bro. 20 to 30 bucks to get in.
$20
We're talking
for me.
Maybe 25 bucks worth of 9mm, right? And you can watch everybody go. You should use it as a learning experience. If you've never gone, you should go. And it'll pretty quickly tell you where you're losing time to everybody else.
Yeah,
Right.
and most local matches, if you're a new shooter, someone will walk you through it. A lot of times, I don't know if they did this for you, John, but they'll let you go last in the rotation, even if
100%.
you know.
That
And
always
then
happens.
you get a lot of time to talk to people, watch what other people are doing, and you can make friends there. You can make real life friends.
And if you're like Jake, you get to spend a lot of time staring at men. So, I mean, what's not to like, right?
Where this guy got the content from. So clearly it's not something that snuck out, or Jay had an NDA that somebody ignored and snuck a video out, right? Like,
he posted it himself.
Jay posted this himself. Now, James did have a rule that students couldn't video blocks of instruction because he didn't want people getting the class for free or out of context.
As you know, I have the same rule for 2.5
Right.
for other things.
And for certain drills, he would say,
Yeah, so Sonny does have rules about filming in his classes, which I find quite funny.
be careful who you let take video if they're going to post it. Ask them if they're going to post it. Make sure if they do, give a little bit of context with it. So Jay kind of, as Prelectus, threw some stuff out there, and nothing wrong with him, right? Like,
if anything, he's inviting you to talk shit about it because, one, he put it out there himself, and then number two, it's going to be 5 seconds of what's likely a 16-hour class. So a tiny fraction of a percent of the class.
Okay, so this is from Tactical Response Crew, which is watching their live stream, right? Because this was a live stream. We are training to fight for our lives by slowly walking in front of one another while shooting. If you cannot accept the dangers that come with that, you aren't prepared to fight for your life. I'm going to be real with you, bro. If I go to a training class or to a match, I do not accept almost any level of danger coming from the outside of an accident, right? The level of danger that I accept is very low. Now, there's always some danger around guns and around people and around shooting, of course, and you do accept that level. But anything more than the bare minimum that just comes with being around guns and shooting, I absolutely do not accept.
Class, and it's intentional. If he wanted to put 5 seconds of instruction, he would. And then Jay probably doesn't even know how to delete comments, so throw that shit out of there. And then if anybody knows Jay, and this dude never taking a class, wouldn't know that either from Tech Response or Prelectus. He's never taken it, so he wouldn't know. When Jay does tell war stories, it's over dinner and it's about some Iraqi dude eating ear pro because he thinks it's candy. Like, it's not about, oh, I've been there and done that. And then I don't have genuine war stories. Like if you count turf war, gang war stories, I got a couple of those. But I don't have war stories, but it's easy to criticize war story instructors, and he'll do it again. It's easy to criticize war story instructors when you have no war stories.
And listen, to be clear, I'm the guy who accepts the most amount of danger at any, well, actually, everybody else that goes to a match with me accepts the most amount of danger, because I do carry the only gun as a confirmed CODIS kill in a USPSA match.
Yeah.
Actually, let me address something here on the tactical response. Is that from tactical response?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so we're training to fight for our lives. If you cannot accept the dangers that come with that, you aren't prepared to fight for your life. Let me actually expand a little bit on that, because I'm detecting that a lot of these dudes, like the grenade dudes, I'm sorry, my English is not my first language sometimes.
Nah, I got it, bro. Friggin' roasted trench. Lamau.
Sometimes I mix up the words, you know what I'm saying? You look at so many things on the internet, right? And on the first page, like he's warning, right? Do good selection and filter out who you're going to learn from. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give our viewers advice. If on the first page, within the first 3 sentences, a company or an entity says, our students' safety is our first concern, don't go there.
Keep in mind, Sonny's shot one of his students.
This gives me the same vibes as like Bear guy who super chats you.
Yes, it does. Listen, guys. All right, let me tell you what you need to look out for a student. Okay, if they say in the first 3 sentences that your safety is our top priority, do not go there. I do like that they are concerned with my safety and me getting home and them not getting sued, right? Because listen, when I go to a training class, I need to leave that training class to get any benefit out of it, right? If I catch a bullet while I'm there, probably not going to get a lot of benefit out of that training class. So I would actually like the instructors to be concerned with not only my safety, but the safety of everybody there. And that actually should be their top priority, is everybody making it home. Okay. This isn't some Delta DevGru high-risk mission training for dropping into Uzbekistan and retrieving the president of the United States. This is a training class for regular folks, bro. The stakes should be basically 0. And yes, safety should be your top priority. But again, in Sonny's own words, I just want to let him land that plane once again so everybody gets that. Everybody gets that.
You look at so many things on internet, right? And on the first page, like he's warning, right? Do good selection and filter out who you're going to learn from. Right? Yeah. So I'm going to give our viewers advice. If on the first page, within the first 3 sentences, a company or an entity says, our students' safety is our first concern, don't go there. Yeah. I know it's a very controversial statement, right? Oh, he just said he doesn't care about students' safety. Dude, you sound like that bitch that was debating Jordan Peterson, where Jordan Peterson says, well, I think men should be manly. And she says, so
you care about safety? You're little bitch care about your safety, bro? Oh, what even is this?
What you're saying is women have to be abused and raped. If your intellect and your understanding and your ability to interpret the people's words is at such a level, you should not be listening to us or owning a gun, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, you should not exist. You should have been aborted. And I'm against abortion. I'm very much for life. I'm an Orthodox. I think all life is sacred. But you should have been
okay, well, he's Orthodox at base, but I mean, come on, Sonny. Come on, Sonny.
He said, I don't support abortion, but you should.
But you should have been aborted. Yeah, I know. He's
that
funny.
Heated about this? Like Trench really struck a nerve here.
Yeah, I guess. Listen, I think that the instructor number 1 has to be safety and getting the people out of there. But number 2 is the training, right? That has to come secondary. That has to be secondary, because if people die, they're not getting trained, you retard.
If your intellect and your understanding and your ability to interpret the people's words is at such a level, you should not be listening to us or owning a gun, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, you should not exist. You should have been aborted. And I'm against abortion. I'm very much for life. I'm an Orthodox. I think all life is sacred. But you should have been aborted. I will do my repenting later. No. In this business, our job is within well-controlled environment to gradually train people to be able to function in high intensity, high density, high risk environments with maximum efficiency, while minimizing the risk in training without diluting the gravity of what real violence is. Yeah. If that is not the focus of your training, let me use inappropriate language. What the fuck are you doing?
There was a lot of words in there about the truth of violence and some other silly stuff, but Listen, man, I came here to learn how to shoot. Can we do that? Can I put holes in paper quickly and accurately? Could you help me with that?
You know what? He's right. We should start for like stop the bleed courses. They should just have the instructor stab you in an artery.
Dude, you walk into the room, he stabs you and hands you like the medical procedures. He's like, "This is a high pressure situation. This is the sink or swim type of class, bro." Well, we're very proactive in our medicinal language here.
We only accept winners.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. The only way you get to a level 2 class is surviving the level 1 class.
But it's absolutely true, man. And tactical response guys, I'm glad you're tuning in. Is that Joey, Kayla, Heather, Tim, you there too?
Oh God,
who's Tim? Who's got a hold of the handle right now? It's definitely not Tim. And yeah, definitely not Tim. And then like Andrew, combat art training is right. Jay does least war stories out of anyone.
I wouldn't say he does the least, but he tells the best ones as he was walking through the airport in Iraq for 3 hours and he was lost and the patrol found him. That's his fucking war story. And he was so drunk, he doesn't remember half.
Like, yeah, none of his war stories are like,
I shot the guy in the face.
So there I was, knee deep in grenade pins and, you know, like grenades. Yeah.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah, his are more like, dude, this guy pulled out the biggest bottle of whiskey I'd ever seen. And I'm like, oh shit, I thought this was a Muslim country. Like that kind of stuff over dinner.
Any other good comments there?
Yeah, those better be beheading videos. Someone's heard Summon Jay story. Yep. Says certified in the opening paragraph. Yeah, that's another one. Like who certified this instructor? Jay is here. What's up, Yachty? How you been? All right.
That's Tom Oliver.
Yep. Is saying can't figure out if they hate GWAT grifters or love you. The first one to be. Yeah. Speaking of, let's listen to a little
There we
more.
go. Let's get back to trenches. All right.
You're doing requires an NDA or anything really that's spicy. I know of one academy that's reputable that does require NDAs, and they are. You can go look that up. We can talk later. But this academy and this training group that we're talking about today does not. So 99.9% of the time, if your favorite primary instructor, favorite guy on Instagram says don't film anything of the content from this point on, then they are not worth their salt because they should be trying to spread their message. Because most of the time, you go to class not to learn but to practice.
Any day now. Hello?
Right. So he's about to say it. So that's one of the things we got written down. So as you go to class to practice what you should already know, and then you can have it looked at by a competent instructor. That's called a qualification. Like that once a year, when your troop or your Girl Scouts or whatever, or your police department go once a year to shoot 50 rounds at cardboard.
Yeah, we're done training.
Yeah, it's what you should already know. No, you go to class to train. That's why people pay to go to this shit. Like people will pay Jay, like in that video, not just, oh, I'm some drill sergeant that people are forced at basically gunpoint to go take your shitty class. Like no one would ever pay for what the Army has to offer. The Army pays them.
He did say you do go.
He's kind of right there.
I 100% agree with all criticism of military training and standards, because just because you were in the military does not mean you know how to shoot. In fact, probably the opposite. and they'll show some pictures and videos of people who shoot in the military and claim like, I was in the military, I know how to shoot a gun, and it's like, I don't know if I actually trust you. So if you're complaining about low standards within the military, I 1000% agree with you.
Go to practice and not to learn. So I think I'm changing all my classes.
Yeah.
I'm not teaching anything new. You guys just come in every class. Since I'm raising my prices tomorrow on all my classes. So for 2 days, $750 class, you're doing push-ups for 2 days. And I'm just about
2 days, $750. Nice. Let's go.
Guys,
Yeah,
I
buddy.
can't go any cheaper than that. 2 days, $750.
The first day is stick, second day gun.
If I shoot you, I give you 25% discount.
Whoa, let's go. Almost makes it worth it, bro.
Almost.
What you think you know. If you think you know the push-up.
You should already know this. That's why you're at class, is to practice what you already know in front. Like, this is the dude that goes to a class to show the instructor how good he can shoot. That's exactly what the fuck you just said.
So he
Rads for $25. Very, very kind of you, sir. I hope you're having a great time, and I hope you have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. Says John, I don't get to join the streams as often as I'd like to, but I want to wish you and yours and everyone in the community a festive and fulfilling Thanksgiving holiday. Well, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that, and you have a great rest of your day. Good, sir. Appreciate it, man.
he's basically like a OnlyFans hoe.
Yeah, except he wants people to pay him, but he wants to go to a Ben Stoker class, and then while he's cupping the balls, be like, "Hey Ben, check out how good I'm doing because I came to practice at your class." No, like if I was gifted a spot in a Ben Stoker class, I would go to learn, not to practice. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, there's a difference between training and practice. You know, if there was somebody who made a video about that, about the
they're being really pedantic here with the difference between like learning and practicing, but I think it's always a bit of both when you go to a class. So like, if for instance, if I'm going to like a stagger class, it is going to be for practice and some critique, right? Because I'd like to have like some real professional level critique about getting in and out of positions, or what I'm doing with my grip, or, you know, diagnosing some issues that I have or something else like that. But as far as like learning goes, like shooting handguns in USPSA is really basic fundamentals. It's really, really basic stuff. It's like, can you shoot static? Yes. Can you shoot while leaning? Yes. Can you shoot while moving? Yes. And it's like, how do you get in and out of positions? It's just connecting things together, right? It's the basics executed at a very, very high level. So I go to practice those things. I go to get some new drills, some new tips and tricks, and some critique about what I could be doing better in my own personal practice, right? So it's a mixture of all three, really.
Well, what's interesting is they don't really seem to be trying to slate this towards like military or police training either, right? It really seems to be like a civilian aspect, right? Or at least that's what my perception has. At least I don't think that they've talked about like trying to appeal specifically to like MMP stuff.
Well, they're training like faux military and police tactics, right? With like the advanced CQB and team shooting and different like team elements and moving together and whatnot. All of that really silly stuff, which should be catered towards like military LE type stuff. But civilians are duped into thinking that that's really cool and what they need, when all they need to do is to actually go out and practice the basics, which is, again, probably not what they want to hear, but that is what they actually need. So the curriculum is like faux looks cool on TV type stuff, which really appeals to civilians, people who don't, low information people, and low information LE as well. As Ben said, he sees a lot of that still in LE and stuff like that, which is unfortunate.
You're talking about is a qualification where you do the things you're already supposed to know. And if you got a 95 out of 100 or whatever, or a 23 out of 40 for the Army marksmanship test, and the guy says, hey, if you want to hit 25 next time, maybe do this.
So let me ask you a question, Josh. So what you're saying is that if you are aspiring toward actor somewhere there in the valley, right? And I don't know, Ron Jeremy puts out the class,
right?
You know, how to use the big pipe.
Yeah.
So you go there to show how you use your little.
Very boomer coded, porn brained, as you can see. I mean, they bringing up trench gooning when I think it's a little bit of a self-report, right? A little bit of projection going on here. Why in the world? Like, that's what comes to your mind first. Oh, all right, Sonny. You know, maybe you were a good fit in Hollywood. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Maybe you were a good fit in Hollywood.
Let's say, for instance, Ron Jeremy. That's a weird example.
Right. I need to show him.
You need to show him how to use the 6 inches versus throwing 12 around, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
I hope that example kind of sunk in with all of you and stayed.
I'll take 6.
And there was something he said before that I was about to jump on, and I lost it.
That's right.
We can come back. There's a bunch of retarded shit.
I know of one academy that's reputable that does require NDAs, and they are, you can go look that up, talk later, but this academy and this training group we're talking about today does not. So 99.9% of the time, it's your favorite instructor, favorite guy on the guy says, don't film me.
Bro, I wake up to this just so that I can feel alive, dude. This is the real schizo programming.
Echoing trench grenade.
I'm listening to trench at half speed in my left ear and trench at double speed in my right ear.
That would actually
going up, dude.
That would drive me to self-sleep, as the kids say.
Anything of the content from this point on, then they are not worth their salt, because they should be trying to spread their message, because most of the time you go to class not to learn but to practice the things you should already know, have it repeated or have it refreshed in your brain, and then practice it on target to get feedback from the instructor, your peers in the class, and on the actual paper or cardboard. Now, this is where I come into play, because nobody really wants to.
Well, yeah, and I agree with Trench there. It's a mixture of going there to practice, to learn, and to get critiqued by the instructor, right? Whoever that might be. It's a mixture of all three. And I would say, if you're going to spend 4 hours in a class at a shooting class, like, to me, unless it's something super specific, like long range intro for people who haven't shot long range before or something, like you really should be on the range most of the time.
Take the video back like 5 seconds and look at what Sonny's doing.
Practice the things you should already know, have it repeated or have it refreshed in your brain, and then practice it on target to get feedback from the instructor, your peers in the class, and on the actual paper or cardboard. Now, this is where I come into play because
he's such an adult, bro. It's
So
funny,
subtle,
dude. He's like
dude.
55, 60 years old, bro. Ah, man, he's got that Slavic forehead just sliding all the way back to but no, and it's funny, he's the instructor, bro. So he's like, yeah, you should be going there to get feedback from your instructor. And he's like, doing the thing. And it's like, come on, you are the instructor. Like, what are you talking about? Shouldn't you be giving feedback to your students? Come on.
as nobody really wants to be critical of these big training groups or tactical response and anything like that. What I am speaking from is just objectively as an instructor. So I'm going to very briefly explain who I am for those that will be new here, because this video will inevitably be shared to people that will take everything I say out of context.
It's funny that he says that as they're doing it to him, but
I don't represent the War Department or the United States.
I'm going to skip through his credentials.
He's saying that like nobody wants to come after tactical response. Like unless you're already kind of in on the in crowd that already kind of knows like that everybody's hip. The only time I hear people that are outside the crew talk about tactical response is to talk shit about shit. They have no idea what's going on. They take the bag drill, hitting the heavy bag with a pistol. They take that out of context. Like nobody wants to talk shit about tactical response.
That's what I need, dude. Let me go to a tactical response. I need to hit a heavy bag with a pistol, bro. I need to figure out how to pistol whip somebody.
Like that's how, like literally, like watch, like you know, the haters make me money, like from James. Like shut up. Like this dude doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like what? Nobody wants to criticize tactical response. Nobody. Like that's how they got the word out.
Listen, like you're bringing facts here, Josh. It sounds cooler if I'm the outlier willing to call them out.
Right.
While I'm probably, as he was filming this, he was typing an email to Sig. Please sponsor me. please sponsor me.
Well,
yeah.
Is that after?
Not quite. I think Trench has burned that bridge. And I
It
think
is a
that's
funny
also,
joke. It is. I do like that joke, though. I would say something
kind
like that
of,
to Trench.
but I think it's a little bit of projection because these guys probably need the sponsors more than Trench does. Because, like, as far as social media presence go, Trench is like, I don't know. Can these guys even possibly compare to Trench Grenade's social media presence? Like, obviously, Trench gets a lot of hate, but he also has, 60,000 followers now, and he gets, 10,000 views on a lot of his videos. Whereas these guys are trying to crack 500.
Trench is a really well-known quantity in Gunsoup at this point. Even if you don't actively watch him, a lot of people probably know of Trench.
Well, and Trench has had a few videos go viral, but yeah, I don't think Trench is looking around for big sponsors right now. He's just kind of sticking in his own lane and doing things. And what's funny is he's critiqued GBRS Group for doing just that, and I'm not sure if they're unaware of that. Or if they're just if that's just fresh in their mind or something like that. But I mean, Trench Grenade has called out Sig for all the other silly stuff that we've talked about here as well. Almost like he steals his headlines from this show. I mean,
what's her name? Jerry Nicholas' daughter.
Yeah, she left.
When she left Sig and all that. So
yeah,
he was already gunning for it.
Well, he thinks if he gets a SIG contract, maybe he'll be cool like GBRS.
Right.
Because Matt Franco already put fucking Trench Grenade in his place and fucking shit all over him for his
wait?
Yeah.
Matt Branco,
X-Ray Alpha fucking shit all over this dude on the live stream.
Tactical response crew, has this dude ever
Hey, dude, a year later, bro, that live stream is infamous. Everybody know. They don't know who I am, but they know that Matt Branca rapped all over Trench Grenade and Ben Steger was laughing the whole time. That's all they know about that.
I would love to see these guys have a chat with Matt Franca. I'm sure he would totally agree with everything they do.
Oh my gosh.
Or maybe I'll message Ben. I'll be like, Ben, you want to? Because I think I can get Sonny on. I think I can do it.
Sonny and Pranka on.
Sonny and Pranka, baby. I think that could be fun.
That'd be amazing.
Very fun. That could be
Just
iconic,
make sure,
bro.
We need to have like a 6-drink minimum for Pranka.
Yeah, yes. We're gonna check his blood alcohol content and make sure it's above a 0.8 before it comes in.
How long before Pranka calls Sonny a retarded faggot?
Immediately.
7 minutes. That's my over-under. 7 minutes right there, dude.
I'm a big fan of
in a
that.
class? No, because I've asked him. He posted a couple of videos before this where I was kind of 50-50 because he's like, he made a direct copy of the all guns should be Glocks, except his were Gen 5 17s instead of Gen 3 19s. And then he had some little facts that I thought were kind of bullshit. So like the Gen 5 marksman barrel is more accurate, but it shoots slower. So like when he's talking like the 17 shoots faster, I was like, hey, whatever. I was like, hey, dude, you should take fighting pistol. And he said, well, I'm way past that, brother, which I think is fucking retarded. And I was like, my actual comment says, with love, I think you should retake it. I assumed when he says he's past that, he's taken it, because in the same video, he talks about getting his NSR holster, which is pretty cool. I got a bunch of them. They're great. And then how his dad and James were both cops when he was growing up, and they were his influence. So like you got this stuff here, but then clearly like totally missed. But then somebody,
Joey, you don't understand. He has a.
Also, I think these guys are class and pedigree whores. Like, have you taken this class? Like, oh, you haven't taken this class. Like, you don't belong here. You're not at that level yet. You haven't taken fighting pistol 1 from tactical response, bro. You need to go take that before you can even talk to me. You don't even understand how a gun works if you haven't taken a fighting pistol 1.
Is this like college? Is this like going to college, but for MAGA Republican retards? The whole like, well, I went to rifle 1 and 2 and tactical CQB 3, so I'm actually qualified.
I'm basically an expert. This is the same thing as pulling out an EIB to our Army Ranger and being like, oh, we're basically the same, bro.
Bronze
pistol medal,
a bronze merit badge of some kind for pistol shooting in competition in the Army. Right. So he wouldn't have anything.
I'll go further than that, Joey. Do not cast the pearls before the swine. You know, we disagree on a lot about training. For years that me and James were ranting on each other, people thought we were going to fight. And I was open about it. I disagree with 80% of what James teaches, and I was still his moderate friend. But dudes like that don't deserve your gestures. No, he's a whore. Did I just say that?
Yeah. Oh, he is. That's
he's a whore.
He's trying to be.
Who tries to get a raise by mentioning your company instead of Jay's? Well, like just it doesn't matter if if the curriculums overlap or whatnot. I mean, how many things differently you can do with this? Yeah, I can use this as a hammer. I can shove it up someone's rectum. I can also use it for its intended purposes. But that's really, what I mean? There's I can't really cook with this. I cannot heat up my tea. I cannot grind my coffee. I doubt I can satisfy a woman, although it depends. So
what is this guy? What is this guy talking about,
dude? He's had one too many guns go off next to his head. All right, there's some serious porn brain TBI going on right now, dude.
Can we get this guy and Hawkeye in the same room?
Oh my gosh!
Sonny Puzikas versus Hawkeye oiled up. Who wins?
I think that Oxide is more this guy's type.
Oh no!
But Joe, like seriously, man.
It's Kayla. It's Kayla.
Kayla. Hi, Kayla. Don't offer free shit to hoes like that. No, man. For one, you're gonna get an infection that you're gonna have a long time coming with all kinds of shit trying to get rid of. Yeah, that comes with 50,000 idiots following him, and just don't.
Yeah,
just don't.
That's where so we were sitting like before class. We were sitting at a diner, and I was wondering about this, and they were saying like, "Oh, just let it go, whatever." But there's some of the things like, "Hey, like if you genuinely valued." Like, he says that James and his dad were his influence or whatever, like you would take fighting pistol or retake it in this case, which, he was kind of like 50-50 whether he had taken it. But some like on this one, he said, oh, well, I value my head and I'm trained well beyond that standard, like whatever the fuck that means. And like,
we'll get to that, Calvin.
But like just, like whatever this shit means that's in his head, like
he's Calvin on?
Yeah. But he's trained beyond this standard, but wants to he thinks he's the arbiter of.
I think most like C-level shooters in USPSA have trained beyond whatever nonsense they were showing in that intro clip. And even if you are a beginner shooter, you should not go to one of these classes because they will almost certainly teach you bad fundamentals and something retarded. It will waste your time, it will waste your money, and it will put you in danger.
Yeah, they will literally have another person who you don't know point a gun at the back of your head and charge you money for it. You could just go to downtown Chicago for that.
Real.
Of like what is good or like what makes sense, like
so he qualified himself as an ultimate judge who's going to go like this, guys. This is shit, and this is the cake. Right?
Yeah, he'll get. Oh, did he do his resume yet?
He's going to break his arm jerking himself off in a minute.
That's cool, man. Guys, you ready for a jerk off? All right, here it comes.
Phrasing.
In the infantry, airborne infantry, and mechanized infantry have been my specialty for the past 12 years. I am a drill sergeant, a instructor certified by the Army, and competition badge holder. I have been a part of many live fire, whatever you want to list, I've done it, and an instructor on 2 separate events. So I am a subject matter expert in all of that training. I have never had any situation where anyone has ever said, outside of operational security reasons, you cannot film anything past this point. For technical Bradley long-range marksmanship, that people might think, oh, well, that's secret, you can't film it. No, you can. So anytime a primary or assistant instructor says you cannot film anything from this point on, or a terminal learning engagement or enable learning objective,
Sorry, I was just skipping through Trench's repertoire that he pulls out. Like it's like take a shot every time Trench mentions his service history. It's like, you know,
he needs to just pin it in the fucking description of every video.
Yeah.
Heard enough. It is painful. I consider two options: to drill myself with this shit, or I'm gonna go take a piss. Yeah. I'll take the second option. I'll be right back.
So no, he fuck. He talks like he'll talk about it now, like how
take a piss, and he just doesn't move. They're staring at the camera.
What is this? This guy, he honestly talks like an edgy 13-year-old.
It's really cool, dude. It's really, really cool,
Like
dude.
he was
hot
the
in 2004.
innuendos, joking like, "Oh, I'm gonna drill myself in the head." Actually, I'm just gonna go take a piss.
I'm gonna kill myself. I'll be back.
how people rely on their CIB, their combat infantryman's badge, like people that have actually seen combat. He'll whine about that, but he's got his EIB, the expert infantryman's badge, which is a test. So he's got the skills on paper on a flat range, but no, he has not like actually done it. So that's what I meant by like it's easy to criticize dudes who have war stories when you have none. Like I've been to instructors where like they talk about themselves too much, but like
yeah, so that's the thing, dude. It's like me as a retarded civilian. Like I don't ever rely on pedigree or anything else like that to call somebody else retarded. I just have to say like, hey, putting novice shooters behind other novice shooters with guns pointed at their head is really stupid. Like I don't need any pedigree to back that up. I don't need a foundation for that. It just stands on its own. Yeah. And Trench.
Yeah, Trench.
Trench does this a lot, and he puts himself in this situation where he's like, oh yeah, your combat experience means nothing. It's like, well, as soon as you bring up combat experience, they're just going to say that you don't have any.
Well, yeah,
right?
I mean, you know, how many people has Trent shot stateside at his range?
Well, that's true. Sonny has not a Conus kill, but he's engaged targets. All right, engaged live targets. Conus, have you, Trench? How about that?
Clearly, that's not Jay. Like, full stop. Definitely not Jay. But like, that is the the academic version of war stories right there. Like, Lewis, how many live fires have you been?
Is that a Spider-Man paintball mask hanging on the door behind Sonny?
Oh, please let it be.
Is that part of the stress relieving process?
I don't know if it's a Spider-Man one.
Yeah,
or,
shooting webs.
Can you zoom in on it?
Oh my god!
I'm sorry. I'm sound like Sonny now, dude. It's contagious.
What is wrong with you, Jake?
Whoa, Jake! Damn. Jake sees that mask, talking to him like the Green Goblin mask, dude.
Been a part of. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
Well, so I don't know. I worked at tactical response, so all of our drills were live fire.
So like thousands? Like
yeah.
what are we quantifying?
Thousands. Like, yeah, what is a live fire? That's a great question. Like, that's when the Army actually lets you put real bullets in the gun during this exercise.
Honestly, Papa John's is the last battlefield moon man, so that's a realer war story than I've ever heard, dude.
Right. That's rare enough, I guess.
Yeah.
That it requires mention as something you partook in. Like, holy batshit. I can't. Yeah, he said OPSEC. That's how it's legit. Let's see what is coming here. Except for the infinity, or he hasn't even done the square death, Calvin. He ain't ready for the infinity.
No.
So a little downrange.
The guy in the middle.
Let me just show.
They're claiming all this pedigree. What's his pedigree? Is he just like a subject matter expert on taking classes from garbage instructors?
That's what gives him the right to talk about it, is he has taken all of the classes.
Literally
so
in this freeze frame, he's like we should soy jack this guy. Like, he looks like some Reddit. It's perfect.
You haven't taken this class? You look like somebody who hasn't taken Infinity Death Tactical Pistol 4. I have. Me, a superior tactical pistol intro sex dungeon 4 expert masterclass shooter.
Don't talk about sex
once you
dungeons.
complete that course, you get to turn friendly fire off.
Ooh.
Man, let me show another little video of some downrange awesomeness.
Awesome.
Yeah, you doing the snake drill?
No, this one.
Oh, okay, this one. Yep. So
this one here, get this big.
This is called the Buddy Flyer Gauntlet.
Because the audio is not very important here. But let's
they
go ahead and send this
accidentally
one
pull
up.
up that incognito tab. Oh no, it's a girl. Ah.
Oh, great.
So here's what is she? 8 years old at this point. Full power 9mm. None of these competition light loads.
Yeah.
Right. She's got dummy rounds in the magazine. Like, and Kayla, trench grenade would leave fighting pistol when we demo fast, like because we break the 180.
That's a 22.
But here's a girl absolutely unaffected.
That is absolutely not a full power 22. You're right.
She was 9.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So I think the problem here is she is not a bronze competition medal winner in the Army.
Yeah. Well, not actually a bronze medal, like excellence in competing.
Yeah.
Bronze. So is that like a bronze for participation
So it's
trophies?
Yeah.
Like I don't know exactly what that means. I'm not cool enough.
I think
guess, to
I
know
think
all
you
the
get in
military
like
stuff.
the top whatever percent of competitors, which if there's a bunch in the Army, like it's dog shit. So it, like I could probably do it like with 14 beers in and get in the top 5%, which is probably silver or something. So I would assume. Yeah.
So yeah, there's a little bit of downrange.
Post practice score. I think because he's claiming to be a good shooter right there, right? If he can beat 95% of people in the military, which is probably not that hard when you think about like the average person in the military. But I mean, still, I mean, surely, if you're being braggadocious about this, you're, grandmaster, master, A class, whatever it might be in your field of choice for a competition. Surely you have some sort of actual credibility to back that up.
Also, what was his argument with that video? It's like, look, here's a video of people standing in front of their child while they're shooting.
Well, so the thing is that he was like, well, look, this 9-year-old girl is doing it safely, so why can't trench grenade? It's like,
but does that video like
no, of course
justify doing that? Does that mean, there's a video of it on the internet and the cameraman didn't die, so it must be safe.
I can put a video of me and my 5-year-old Bruce shooting, right? And it's like, see, look, that means you can stand in front of the muzzle and be safe. It's like, no. Proves it doesn't do anything.
I sent you a video, John, of the on Discord of the Indonesian live fire training that they do. I thought that was relevant to this subject.
Is it going to get me kicked off of?
There's no gore in it, but there is handling of firearms, so I don't know how you want to handle that. But I mean,
Oh, I have seen this stuff, bro. This is straight up nightmare fuel.
It's pucker inducing.
This is okay. I have seen this before, yes. And this is Indonesian military.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
No, thank you. I mean, they've done things like shooting over people's heads and whatnot for different training exercises, but shooting right next to them, dog. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't care if the Indonesians are doing that. That's their problem.
Yeah. It's kind of base of them to remove themselves from the gene pool, right? Right.
That little girl was absolutely smoking it. She moved when she got a malfunction. She got it fixed. She had a little trouble racking. I think she started out the day with a 22 and it was malfunctioning on her a bunch. So her dad just handed her a 9mm, and she did awesome. Yep, a lot better grip than I've seen in other training videos like this one here. Is that in here?
Yeah, and there's more to these. Like we've got a whole separate video on why the. Yeah. So check this out. These are the experts, likely taught by Trench.
That's really funny. Pulling up these idiots and being like, all right, this is what Trench's credentials are. He's trained thousands of these morons, which is not true.
So check this out. These are the experts.
These retards are
likely taught by Trench. I would assume.
So that's.
I mean, the form here on display, we have Twink female in the back leaning away from the gun. We have Boomer grandma shooting with folded elbows in the middle, like driving like a grandma, putting both hands on the top of the steering wheel. And then we have Tactical Timmy over here on the right, bracing hard for that M9 recoil. So the 3 stages of military shooting right there.
Yeah, I'm almost certain that these are officers who have never handled a firearm in their lives, qualifying on their pistol.
Yeah.
These folks right
No,
here.
these guys are really
That's like-
squared.
Yeah.
Yes. Like,
Got classic horse stance, and then
and
whatever the hell
whatever
that is.
this is. I don't. That's a. What part of this gun do I look at? Is his thumb coming over the back of that slide? Like,
Right. And what do you guys think those, like, if we could have a quick poll, what do you think all those wood around the things for? It's because these fucking retards can't keep their bullets at the berm. They can't point it at a hill. Like, that's the lowest common denominator that we're talking about. And
Well,
looks
actually,
like Bill's in the
they
comments.
just
What's up, Bill?
For a little bit more
Bill.
safety.
Hermano.
Oh, hey, Bill. We're trying to fix our posture here. You know what I'm saying?
Square, gotta have a square stance on a square range. Absolutely, because that's where the real training is. That was a quote. Like, the first quote that I had an interaction with him is on one of the Glock videos that I was telling. Like, it's basically a copy of attack response video. He said, I'm actually going to do some real training on the square range. Like, do those two things go together? Like, no, you're shooting at.
Now, Trench does do a lot of retreading on other people's videos and topics and stuff like that, but there's only so many topics that have even been made. So if you are going to talk about anything tactics or, use case or anything product wise, you're going to be retreading over other people's videos that have already been made on the subject. How many videos are out there? Why the Glock is the best gun of all time, or why the Glock isn't as good as everybody says it is. It's all been done before.
A paper target, you're not moving, it's not moving, and you still can't get your hits. The end.
all right, let's listen to some more of Trench Grenade's resume here.
On screen here is a number of different examples, and thankfully there are thousands from this training group, not only from tactical response, but more specifically this quote-unquote senior instructor over there who has their own spin-off training group. And this is kind of a call out for the cadre at tactical response, or anybody that might see it, of like, hey, get your dude, because if they're supposedly training your curriculum and putting your name out there, it is a bad look. You need to police them up and get them back in the fold, because what we're going to talk about today are everything this individual is going against. Anyway, the first thing I'm going to get into is standards-based training and things of that nature. Now, what you might have seen in the videos that you just saw.
Put us on the screen.
So, Kayla, I think you need to go get Jay. Police him up or whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah.
You're your instructor.
He's off the leash, man.
There you go.
If you're instructor.
All right, guys, I can't do any more of this video. It's
Please. Please.
You look
turn this
so
off.
excited to be here.
Dude,
This has been like Chinese water torture.
Oh,
my brain has been melting
I'd
out
rather
of my skull.
I'd
this
rather
entire
just
time.
watch Trench Grenade.
well, honestly, we would have been through it so much faster if we did, dude. But I love the crossover events, right? We have 2004 Hot Topic, Sonny Puzikas going after Trench Grenade, going after tactical response 10 years after any of those people are relevant. And then by kicking up some, so there's a little bit of an ulterior motive here for me, right? By kicking up some of the dirt surrounding all of this, maybe I can get them on a stream together and get them to yell at each other for our entertainment. All right. So we're going to suffer through it now. We're going to suffer through it now so that we can get even more wonderful entertainment out of it later. Okay. All right.
Are we done watching the video right now?
We're done watching the video right now. Yeah.
Okay, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I do have a few. I have a few questions though.
Go for it.
When did the friendly fire incident happen?
A long time ago. Let me pull it up. Sonny, because you can only
Like
really find this on like
pre-2010s?
forums. I think so. Shoots student. Because we looked this up before on stream when we were covering some of this guy.
And what was the fallout of that? Other than like like, oh no, you did this. Like, did he go to jail at all? Did he get
Probably not.
sued?
It doesn't matter who you are when the bullet's in the air. It's the effing king, Sonny Puzikas, after he shoots a student. Based, mega based. Let me see here. So, in light of what happened this past Sunday night, due to assumptions and not taking all steps I could have seen, tragedy, my good friend and amazing human being, Gene Smithson, was severely injured during a live fire training. Gene is in the hospital in Dallas recovering from his injuries. All I ask for is your prayers. So it happened during a shoot house portion. Gene and a student were doing an after action report after a run in the house. Sonny Puzikas enters the first room, engages the targets, no lights. Gene and the student did not positively ID their presence in the second room. Sonny goes into room 2, engages target with a failure drill. with Gene standing in front of that target and the student nearby. 2 to the abdomen, 1 to the arm. Sonny shooting under no light at a target he previously set up. But the problem compounded when Sonny did not account for all the people in the class. The people in the shoot house, upon hearing the shots, did not ID their presence and shooting in low light without a light to ID a target. So
why were they in the shoot house in the dark?
My
so
favorite.
They were all running through. They were probably using lights or whatnot in the class. Sonny thinks they're done. He wants to do a run in the dark because he is tactical, super awesome, bro. Right? And so he goes in there. He's blind firing the targets because he knows where they are, right? Because he's the one who set them up. And he just doesn't recognize that, oh, there's like this blurry shape in front of the target where it's supposed to be. So I'm just going to shoot it 3 times. Very lucky to be alive. Very lucky that Sonny doesn't aim for the head either, or any important arteries or any vital areas. He got shot twice in the stomach, once in the arm. So he's lucky that Sonny's a bad shot.
On a failure drill, he was doing a failure drill. He's lucky, like the dude hit him in the arm with what was supposed to be the headshot, and hit him in the abdomen twice with what was supposed to be center, like chest.
Yeah.
So
that was his defense in court. Actually, he says, "Yana, it was a failure drill. What am I supposed to do?"
Rule number 1 of gun safety: never know what or where your target is, or what it's beyond,
or what's in front of it. Even apparently.
Low information shooting. How about no information shooting, bro?
So I'm assuming there was like a lawsuit or some settlement or something that happened after that. I mean, he didn't go to jail and like lose his gun rights.
No,
clearly.
Well, it wasn't a felony because it was an accident, right? So even though he probably could have gotten prosecuted for negligence or something.
I wonder if he pressed charges. Because it was a friend of his.
So keep in mind that this is the guy who says that if the instructor talks about safety, you should leave.
Oh yeah, clearly.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that he's still allowed to instruct. Maybe he had to switch states. Who knows?
Well, so this happened in 2012, and this was the last time he was relevant. I believe after this, he never consulted in another movie. He never played in another movie after this. And he basically disappeared from the internet, right? Because he used to be on some of those weird tactical, like late night history shows, basically. Deadliest Warrior, or some of these other things where he would be the Spetsnaz operator. Yeah, he would be the Spetsnaz guy or their consultant in a lot of these things. And this is where his relevancy died and why he's now streaming to 12 people on a channel with 164 subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he still sells $500 classes, $600 classes, though. So you still can. You want to roll the dice with that man. You still have the opportunity to do so. So how late do you guys want to go tonight?
How late do you want to go, Daddy?
You got me all night, John.
The fact that you called me Daddy, Renan, makes me want to kick you with Brick. Well, we have our favorite NTAC is back. If you guys remember, we had NTAC on with Vintage Warfare. We had them black it out together, like black on black violence, I think is what you call it, where the Black Queen and the Black King kind of fought it out. Now, I forget who won in that fight. It honestly doesn't really even matter. But he says some things about, Charlie Kirk and white people in general might be elucidating. And maybe this is just the dark part of the stream, no pun intended, where we just kind of go through some things that make people very angry. I mean, that could be a fun part of the stream, right? Where we just talk about that for a little while. But before we get to that, we're going to get to all of your support. And if you guys want to go for like 4 hours, it'll take like 4 hours to go through everything.
I'm here for it.
All right, fine. You guys should talk about. I'll leave you with something. I gotta go use the restroom real fast. How about this one right here? You guys can talk about this. All right. I trust your guys' opinion on this. Have a great conversation.
62% of Somali men in Denmark are convicted of a violent crime by the age of 30.
The other 38% just haven't been caught yet.
What's the percentage population of Somalis in Denmark?
Too high.
Is it less than 13%?
I will check right now. What's your
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense, because they come from a culture where what they consider to be violent and what a polite society considers to be violent, two totally different things. I'm sure in their culture you can't really commit violence against a woman because women are just objects, which some people might say based. I don't know. It leads to a lot of bad things, especially in a nice European society when you have Somali men coming in and doing despicable stuff. Um, this is where we are headed, I believe.
This is where we are in some places.
This is yeah, we are here in certain places, and it will continue to spread, I think. I'm honestly surprised that this isn't in all of the countries in Europe, like Poland. Poland is still
Yeah.
holding out.
Poland
Good
is
for
very big.
them.
Belarus as well, I believe.
Belarus, yeah. I don't know.
So it looks like Denmark has a population of around 6 million people, and
That seems a little high.
roughly, yeah, it does seem a little high. It's roughly 6 million in Denmark, but the Somali population is roughly 20,000.
Huh. I bet they're mostly men too.
Yeah,
less than 13% of the population.
Significantly less than 13%.
Interesting.
Well, how do you guys feel about the better than a coin flip chance of being a violent criminal by the time you're 30 years old?
You know, I think that I think what we're witnessing is an era where you have this concerted effort to push just unchecked immigration from third world, culturally incompatible places, right? And it's happened on an enormous scale. It's happened in almost every Western country, right? In a very coordinated way in the last 15 to 20 years. And I think, like, looking back, like if we can jump 30 or 40 years in the future, looking back, this is like a very delicate time, because I think we're reaching a point where, like, unless like the more this goes on, the more work has to be done to undo the damage. And a lot of the damage is irreparable. Like every person that loses their life, right?
Yeah.
That's irreparable damage done by
Unreplaceable.
this completely, you know. And the backlash to all of this, I think, is going to be really bad. I think, like,
I think we're already starting to see the pendulum swing back.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think this is getting so bad right now that I think that once the keys get handed over to the next set of people, like the solution to this has to be an extreme measure.
Generation Cyclone.
Well, I mean, that is the natural response to this sort of thing. There is a pent-up anger and aggression and rage at what has been done to our cultures and our nations by the older generations. And that is why you see a gigantic right-wing shift in the younger generation, and why that generation cyclone. Funny meme, right? But there's some truth behind it, right? And as somebody who's just outside of that demographic, you still have to be aware of the political polarization, and when that usually leads to unrest, right? I mean, there does not appear to be a peaceful political solution unless you just allow them to behave in certain ways. Now, another really good example of that is, like, look at what this type of person thinks about you, white man. Look at what they actually think about you. What they'll celebrate your death, the rape of your wife, the rape of your children. What was it in Italy? A man and his wife were assaulted, and then they forced the man to watch them raping his fiance or his wife in front of them. 3 Somali men, or 3 African men, whatever they were. Right?
Sounds
just
familiar.
absolutely just dogs, animals, right? And this is what they think of you.
Time for us to stop listening to rap music and this degenerate hip hop stuff and go back to the music that built our civilization.
Charlie Kirk being dead it's like I have found all of the 7 Dragon Balls in a way. It's truly the best thing that could have happened. Him being gone is the best thing that we could have asked for. I'm speaking for black people and Mexican people. I'm black and Mexican, as you can see. He is the biggest enemy, and I'm so glad that one of his own took him out. It didn't have to be us. It didn't have to be. They just did what they do. They assassinate, they rape, they take kids, they do all this crazy shit.
That's some insane projection from a black Mexican man.
Yeah.
Mr. Entek. Absolutely
Also,
wild and
How
wacky.
old is this video?
Easy.
2 days. 2 days.
Well, that's wild that he's going with the claim that it was one of his own, because
He
I
just
think
means white people. He just means white. That's all he means
Yeah,
is white.
it's just racial.
Because he's saying,
lines.
"Oh, listen, man, we didn't even have to take this honky out, man. One of his own done did it for him. This is the best case scenario for us. We needed him dead, though."
I forgot he sees things only in a racial way.
Yeah, it's literally
Also,
just race.
I do think it's hilarious that he looks like Marv from Home Alone 2 after he gets electrocuted on the sink.
Yeah. Hey, dude, what state just passed a no hair discrimination policy, like a law where you can't discriminate based on your hair?
Not my state. I don't care.
Yeah, not mine. Yeah, no, this guy was on the show, dude. He was on this show arguing with Vintage Warfare because, again, NTAC has said a lot of dumb, retarded things, as tend to just fall out of this man's like 70 IQ brain. Just kind of.
Can you get him
down
back
through his
on?
mouth
I
and
have
falls
a
out.
couple. I have a couple of words I'd like to say to him. Actually, just one word repeatedly.
Just one, actually. Just one little trick.
But point the finger at black people and Mexican people. I am so happy that he is no longer. And I am super happy what his legacy has become. The gifts, the memes, his wife all up in the office fucking on the president and JD and all that shit. That makes me so happy.
The just lowbrow, my dick, yeah, the wife, the somebody else, the it's so funny, the it's like it's all they have. There's no deeper thought. There's no greater emotional stakes. The fact that he was murdered in front of his daughter, best case scenario to this guy, right? And this is what they think of you. This is what they think of your family. They'll be happy when your wife is crying, when your children don't have a dad or whatnot. They'd rather see them dead as well, of course, but they'd like to see them cry before that happens.
Him, when I see the videos of him having that light in his eyes and him having those smirks and those attitudes, me knowing that shit is gone and never coming back makes me the happiest man on earth. He'll never get to do any of those little hateful ass remarks or any of those hateful comments and shitting on people and making people feel bad about themselves. He'll never be able to do it again. He's gone. He's never coming back. 1 billion years can come by or go by. This nigga will never be here ever again. And that makes me so happy. Y'all don't understand. I had to make this video. Because I keep seeing videos of Charlie Kirk that I was unaware of. And it just makes me happier and happier and happier that he's gone. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I did find out the first time, I was like, that's not right. Like, he just had different opinions. That's just not right. But I had to dig a little deeper into his character. And he definitely deserved that. He definitely deserved it. I just wish that it was a bigger firearm. That way it would have made a bigger wound and a bigger disaster, and little, probably like right here would have been better. That way we would have been able to see his shit split open. That would have been way better. That would have really hit me. That would have hit me in the heart. But all I'm saying is,
hit you in the heart.
The fall of the pinks is definitely coming. The fall of pinks are coming, and y'all know it. Y'all know that the fall of you guys are coming. And I'm here for it. That's why you guys are going crazy. White people are kidnapping Mexicans that were born in America and sending them to Mexico. The truth of the matter is, America is too colored for you pinks, and y'all don't like that. That's the truth. We're too.
Well, I mean, maybe he's not exactly wrong there about that little fact, But listen, I mean, people who were born here, it doesn't matter if you were born here. Being born here doesn't grant you some sort of right or something like that. I mean, It does according to Dreamers and DACA, right? But those are simple little things that can be repealed. We can fix some little problems that we have here in terms of that. But no, this is the type of guy that, remember, when you get shot, murdered, raped, dragged out of your car, beat to death by a stack of these people. What was it? A homeless man was beat to death by 3 teens, 13, 16, and 19 years old. And they beat him to death, came back to where he was sitting multiple times, stomping him to death because he was just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, I guess. So just a fantastic, lovely, lovely little people to be around. These two stories go together. So we've talked about this one before. Rochester man, quote unquote, gets 180 days for raping 2 girls under the age of 9. Very nice. Very, very nice. Shiloh Hendricks, the girl who called a black thief who happened to be 5 years old, facing 270 days in jail for using the N-word at Rochester Playground. Potentially more jail time.
How's that for justice system, boys?
Yeah.
How's this for the whole system that's supposed to keep polite society together? Right? That the crime and punishment system does not exist anymore, fellas. We are there.
Well, there's a 2-tier justice system, right? If you are black, you can literally commit 72 crimes, not 72 virgins. Muslims, calm down, but you can do 72 crimes and get released every single time for them. You can be arrested 72 times and get let go every single time. Violent crimes, assault, battery, sexual crimes, thievery, of course. I mean, thievery is barely even a crime in some states anymore.
It isn't.
Arson is a funny one. And then you can go on to set a young woman on fire on a train or on a bus because she happens to be the wrong skin color for you, right? And we have to, for some reason, coexist with them. Now, funnily enough, go ahead, Jake.
I'm going to moderate myself, John. I was about to say something.
No, I know. I said this is the angry part of the stream. This is the part of the stream where you get angry.
We're past 2 hours. So the fact that he can say all this stuff and glorify the death of Charlie Kirk and talk about how he should have had his head split open and all this stuff, he's super happy about it. And there's no repercussions. But if I, for instance, were to call Intac a stupid, I would probably get charges pulled against me, right? I would never say that about him, though, because I'm a nice guy.
That was the moderate position. Thank you for moderating your position there, Jake. I really appreciate that, bro. Keeping me on air.
You can just cut that out of the yeah.
2 hours, 54 minutes.
I will cut it out and send it directly to him.
So the reason why these two stories go hand in hand, actually 3 stories that are all kind of similar. Listen, Rochester man, 180 days in jail for raping 2 girls under the age of 9. Barely even a crime, right? Because he's retarded or something like that. Call a little kid stealing from you the N-word, though. 270 days for disturbance of the peace. At that same park, just a couple days ago, 15-year-old raped by Minnesota man. Ochan Omot. I'm just gonna go ahead and say anybody named Ochan Omot Ochagi should not be in the U.S. Not a single one of them. Not a single Ochan Omot Ochagi. That's actually what I'm running on for local politician. All of the Ochagis we are deporting immediately. This man at that same park raped a 15-year-old. So maybe that mom, being protective of her child and her possessions at that park area, not that bad of an idea, you know.
Well, the guy who took the video of the mom and her child at that park,
yeah, also shouldn't be there.
Yeah,
probably shouldn't be alive.
Convicted sex offender.
Yeah, around a park. Very interesting. What a wonderful place to live. And of course, Base John Rocker, who was just on the Sam Hyde show, death penalty, which is the moderate position for them. And this was what I referenced earlier. So 3 black teens arrested for fatally beating Roger Borkham, 64 years old, in Jacksonville. The story here, I don't think I can't go very far down here, but so this guy has a tragic story, a tragic story. I don't know if you guys have looked into this at all, but Roger Borkham, the guy here on the bottom, he and his wife were Christians. His wife wanted to get into the ministry and to do missionary work to Africa. And so he allowed her to do this, which is, I'm always skeptical of people who want to get propagandized into doing mission work to Africa and some of these other places rather than in their own backyard, which is where they should be doing it. Because I think it's mostly a waste of people's resources. It's kind of like faux Christianity, faux morality, because you think doing missionary work in Africa is better than doing it in your own neighborhoods or something like that. But his wife went to Africa, and 2 weeks later, she was killed by African men on her mission trip. Very tragic. This happened many, many years ago. Throughout the rest of his life, he became homeless at one point after the death of his wife. He had kind of lost the will to live. And then one night, after having a night out with his friends, going to the bar, on the way home from the bar, walking away, the 3 teens, 13, 16, and 19, just murder him. Just beat him to death. Return to the scene, I think 3 times, to continue to beat on him to make sure that he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, 13 years old, just beat another man to death. Why not? What do you got to lose, bro?
13-year-old guy. Wow. 2. Look at that. 13, 16, 19.
13, 16 years old, all right? So they always put up that meme. It's like, when do we become a threat? It's like 6 years old, dude. 6 years old is where violent crime spikes among certain communities. 6 years old. Teens, quote unquote. And the 64-year-old, he is an old man. He's a boomer. He spent his entire life, he gave his wife trying to help people like this, right? His wife literally was murdered by people like this in Africa. These people are now here and then kill him. What a sad, ironic end to the man and to his legacy and to his family.
I'm wondering if this was a higher level gang initiation. They're like, oh, if you wanna join our gang, you gotta go kill a guy for us. Because I know the gangs do prey on younger kids, and they do try to initiate them at a very young age.
Yeah,
right?
usually they don't have somebody over the age of 18 involved in the beating.
Yeah, well, it's not only that, but they probably do have a prison network, which is maybe this is where these kids are going. Maybe not. They may be out in 2 summers.
So Hook says something here that's very important. Man, if your wife has something crazy to say, just tell her no. It doesn't matter if she has some feeling. That's not her job. That's not her duty. Like, no, it is your job to tell your wife no. Absolutely not. In no way, shape, or form. I know a lot of really weak men that let their wives do all sorts of silly things because they have a feeling, they feel something, right? The feelings lie to you all the time, bro. You should not be, and especially with women, right? You should not be allowing the more emotional sex to absolutely endanger yours, hers, the life of everyone around her because of some feeling that she has. Your job as a man is to simply tell her no. That was Adam's grave sin, is not telling Eve to shut the F up and get back into kitchen. You know what? I tell you what. Actually, we should let's look at this one here real fast while I pull up a Nut and Fancy quote, which he posted the other day, which was mega based of him. So, studies show that only the top 10% of legal immigrants become a tax net contributor. Now, what does that actually mean? That means that the other 90% of them are literally a drain on our society. 90% of legal immigrants, not the best and the brightest. These are legal immigrants, by the way. 90% of them are a drain on our economy, are a drain on our system, a drain on our schools, a drain on our safeties, a drain on our everything. Police force, emergency services, healthcare, everything. 90% of them. 90% of them.
Heckin' based, man.
Need more of them or something, right? Isn't that what you said?
Bring them all in.
Just a few more
I don't
will
really
fix the
believe
problem.
in borders, and I don't believe in money either. And we should all just sing "Kumbaya" and be enslaved to the Chinese because we have no nation.
Bro, did some Amorite boy, did you actually put Haley Luhan in a World War II outfit?
I think you did.
Oh my gosh. But nothing fancy. The GOAT, the all-father of GunTube, coming in here. Men who say, I'm only here because of my wife, are weak-minded fools. I'm successful in life because I rejected most of the advice given to me by my mother and wife, whom I love. They are almost always wrong. Plot your life, gentlemen, and generally reject the advice of your family females. Incredibly based. I remember hearing this phrase as a kid, happy wife, happy life. And it is the most cucked, degenerate thing ever. At no time in history has the woman ever been the deciding factor in anything outside of a few fringe cases, right? But especially when it comes down to the family, it has to be the man making decisions. And I love my wife. I have 3 kids with my wife. I would never do anything untoward to her or any of my children, right? But when it comes to decision making and advice and stuff like that, no. When it came to moving out here to South Dakota from Washington State, there wasn't even a discussion. It was, we're moving to Washington State. And you know what my wife said? Okay. Like, that's it. That's the discussion right there. And I know a lot of people who either aren't married or are in a relationship with a woman who would not be that type of person. And that is not a recipe for long-term success, because if you always have to compromise with your woman, you're kind of compromised as a man, which I know it sucks to say. Some people don't have that relationship, but that's kind of my take on it. And it says almost always a recipe for disaster. Anyways, repeal the 19th. Anything else? That was
the way
the
Jake's
angry part of
typing
the
looks
stream.
like he's got little feet.
I just want to know, are you twiddling your toes while you're doing that? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, Jake, aren't you on your phone doing this?
I'm enraged, gentlemen. I'm angrily typing.
It is the rage part of the stream. I see somebody posting, Nate is posting Genesis 3:16, which I think is the curses. Yeah. To the woman he said, I will sharply increase your pain in childbirth. In pain you will bring forth children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. Genesis 3:16.
That's right.
Sorry. Anyways, well, I mean, statistically, I pissed off only 2 people in the chat because only 2 of you are women. So I think I have a 99 or 98%, or like a 99.5. It's something ridiculous percentage.
Maybe
of men
they're
watching.
based women and they aren't upset.
Well, that's true. The only women that actually watch this show are my mom and my wife,
There you
whom
go.
I love very much. But
but they're wrong.
But they're wrong.
Wait,
Well,
your mom watches this?
my mom watches the show. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
She
John's
watches-
mom, for everything
she
you've had to
watches-
hear me say.
She watches Redoubt more than anything, but she watches the
Okay,
show
good.
at that time. She'll text me. She'll text me in the middle of the show, be like, John, and I'll be like, hey, yeah. Thank you, Mom. Love you.
Yeah.
Carry on. Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. Like, I'm trying to, how do I say this nicely? If I were to structure my life around what women said was best for me, like, I would be a pathetic pro-immigration, pro-destruction of this society, weak, pro-abortion Christian, right? Because that's women's values. Women's values are like generically be nice, people-pleasing nonsense, right? And that's not how you need to structure society. And not everything, but a lot of what's bad about society is that we have to tailor our opinions to women in politics.
Yeah, I think that's an issue that I've kind of looked into recently, just regarding the effects of feminism in the culture, and it's bad. It's
Women
really
have
bad.
evolved over the last however many thousands of years to learn how to be manipulative and deceptive, and ways to essentially use like subterfuge as a way to gain, right? Especially amongst their own circles and things like that. And if your woman is not supporting you, she's going to use those methods in a relationship to control you.
Oh, you
right?
know what's funny? So there's a study on this, but women who get divorced, if you have like a woman, your wife's friend group, okay, if one of those women gets divorced, the likelihood of all of those other women getting divorced goes up.
Yeah.
Because then that woman looks to undermine all of her friends' relationships, because she'll be like, oh, I'm single now. It's so good. I mean, my husband was doing this and this, but oh, your husband did that? My husband did that when we were together too. And it just led bad places.
It's extremely manipulative, right?
Kind of like their cycle syncing up.
Listen, as much as I'm a misogynist, I am a misogynist, okay? But nobody hates women more than other women do. Okay, nobody. Nobody on the planet does. And there is a such thing as a based woman or a more based woman, but I don't think there's such a thing as a based girl boss, because it's almost like denying their own nature. It's like having a trad wife who's like really popular on Instagram or Facebook or something like that, where they go to mass or Orthodox divine liturgy, and then they're posting fits like in the church in front of all the icons. It's like, I feel like you're just making this about you again.
Yep.
You know, maybe you should stop doing this.
Well, look at how like when women take pictures, it's almost always of selfies in the locations that they're at, and they're always obstructing like the view that they're trying to take pictures of, right? And it's them trying to make it about themselves. It's like just innately attention-seeking behavior.
100%.
Which is very woman coded when guys do that. Just, you know.
Oh, Jake, just for you, bro. Here's a better shot of the guy. You can almost see his junk, but not quite.
I didn't actually want to see that, believe it or not.
Yeah, but I mean, this guy looks white. Everybody's saying that this was a white guy when this picture first released. Okay,
totally
all right,
white.
bros.
You can tell. Hold up the
race radar is so far off, bro. It's basically broken, dude.
Hold up the Family Guy traffic stop color chart.
Yeah, okay, not okay. Yeah, I actually, you know, maybe JonTron has a point, actually. Maybe JonTron has a point. Deport every Muslim. I don't care how long they've been here. This is a Christian nation. Yeah, maybe you just don't belong here. YouTube, don't get upset at me. That's from a skit, okay? That uniform is totally kosher, I assure you.
Yeah, it's a comedy. It's satire.
Yeah, very, very funny, very satirical. Everything I say is satirical, unless.
However,
there have been times. All right, gentlemen. Well, we're 3 hours in. That is all I had for Rage Bait tonight. So we're going to get through some of this super chats, some of the support. Thank you guys for hanging out. If anybody on the panel needs to leave, I mean, technically there is more. Like, we could go through Carl Casardo's last friend leaving him, right? So the breakup of In Range, we can go over that. Or I can maybe have Bucky on Friday and we can talk about that. That could be fun.
If we're going to talk about In Range, we need to talk about him burning down somebody else's range.
Oh, did you? I didn't see that. Is that an update?
It's probably going to take an hour to read all these super chats, honestly.
Yeah, that's for a whole thing. But yeah, he showed up. He hosted a brutality match and burnt down a range.
Oh, yeah. I wonder why he gets kicked out of every place he goes. 109 ranges, you say, huh? Yeah, we have 60, 70-ish super chats to get to between Ko-Fi, YouTube, and Rumble. So we are going to get through the rest of that. If anybody on the panel needs to take off, though, thank you very much for your service. A lot. All right, where did we leave off here? Okay. Genogen. I think we read this one.
There was. I don't think we got to any of the other ones on Rumble.
Well, there's 2 more on Rumble. I'll get to them. Don't worry. I'm just trying to get them. All right. So Ko-Fi Chips Dubbo says ARs are for guys who jizz their pants at first kiss. AK guys like nose candy and hookers. I don't make the rules. Well, yeah, but AK guys like nose candy and hookers. Unfortunately, the hookers are men.
Doug, I'm sorry.
That's the problem.
There are way more gay AK owners than gay AR owners.
It's total projection. It's like you literally are the rifle of the faggot community. Like if you see a Defend Equality patch, it has an AK on it, not an AR.
Yeah.
Like
also,
you are literally the rifle of faggots.
Also, the AK has like this culture behind it that the AR doesn't have. The AR is literally just a generic rifle that works.
Listen,
the AK has
ARs
this like
have been used to put Muslims in dirt graves. Okay, base.
Yeah. The AK has this like
the AK lost to those people, which is why they have AKs.
Yeah, it's got this whole like thing built up around it, and it is inherently gay, it always leads to just degeneracy. Hawkeye knows about that.
He's very intimately aware, you could say.
I'm just being mean.
Sephardic Psycho for $20 over on Ko-Fi.
Damn.
Says, I'm thankful for you, John. God bless you. I wish you and your loved ones a truly happy Thanksgiving. Anyway, get cracking on that song playlist or I'll be cracking open your skull with a rock, you cider-sucking faggot. Okay, wow. All right. Started off very nice, Sephardic Psycho, but ended with a bit of a twist there.
Don't hold anything back.
Appreciate
Tell us
it.
how you really feel.
Yeah. Starmer has me held hostage. Send help. Became a Ko-Fi caffeine creep. I would not envy anyone living in the UK right now, because if I called these people certain names or said that, 70% of Muslims are inbred retards who like to rape 9-year-olds, statistically speaking, that could give me a visit from certain people. Geonosian says, picking on Spetsnaz is the low-level fruit, just like everyone else picking on Jake, because Jake is easy to pick on. The people that go to these classes usually have Vortex Crossfires on their Amazon special PSA. I think so. That's the problem, is that they take advantage of low information people. Noob Crastinator just doesn't say anything. Just drops some coin and walks away. Our favorite Semite on the show. Thank you, Noob Crastinator. Appreciate it, man.
How uncharacteristic.
Noob Crastinator's one of the good ones, bro. Right?
One of the good ones,
honorary Aryan status achieved. Okay. Paul says, a great value Jason Statham talks like Patrick Bet-David, Iranian scamster scum. True. And for some reason, all of them, it's like Vivek, PBD. Anytime you get into these people, it's like, oh, you got rich off of scamming Americans. No. Anyway, says, thinks Turkmenistan's president shooting a pistol at water bottles from a bicycle was peak training curriculum. Yeah. Very, very hot. It looked great. Okay.
The only bicycle shooting that I like is Hickok 45 shooting a Mac 11 from a bike.
That's great.
Pod Namo C147 says, happy Thanksgiving all. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving as well. Geonosian, last one on Ko-Fi, says, I'm still not in the cord. I typed in the password in the proving grounds. I listened to my dumb woman because I suck with money and spend all of it on guns and dumb stuff. She's the keeper of my shekels.
All right.
I am a little skeptical there, but
we'll get to you. We'll get to you. We've just
if you are actually a retard with money and your wife is really good with money, maybe that might be a good thing for you. But that the exception does not disprove the rule. My wife does not have access to the accounts. That's a no-no. All right. That's a no-no. Bushmaster. Well, she's also in the basement too. Bushmaster 5 says, I'm bad at shooting for free. Am I working on getting better? Obviously. Would I lie about being a good shooter for clout? No, that's gay. That's correct, Bushmaster. Follows it up with a quote. When someone asked President Theodore Roosevelt if he was a good shot, he responded by saying, no, I'm not a good shot, but I shoot often. Words I live by. Yeah, not bad. A lot of us shoot often and are not particularly good. That's why I identify with that. All right. Over on YouTube, Dynaside for $17.17, which is incredibly based.
Gay. And I think it's retarded and gay. Okay?
I do like my ZPAP M92, but there is a reason I kept my Anderson and sold my M70. 1 Corinthians 10:13. God bless and Godspeed. Let me pull that up. 1 Corinthians 10:13. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind, and God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, he will also provide you a way out so that you can endure it. Basically saying there's nothing you have suffered that no one else has suffered, and he won't give you something you can't get away out of or get away from. Appreciate that. Thank you, Dynaside. Words to live by if you're feeling down or depressed. Lightspore for 2 says, Jake loves Five Guys just off the name alone. Ooh, Five Guys. That sounds great. Moonman for 5 says, last week I drank a whole half gallon of eggnog from Publix in the space of an evening. Doesn't even make me sick anymore. Dairy pill. Dude, you're straight up bloat maxing, dog. Gallon of eggnog. All right.
Does eggnog make you bloat, John?
Not me, but I mean, it's just fat. It's like a lot of What's another word that for
You
fat
can't
maxing?
handle that. Your system can't handle that.
I have raw milk in my fridge, dog. What are you talking? You got raw milk in your fridge?
Okay,
Let's do a fridge
okay.
check, Jake. Jake, let's do a fridge check. Okay, you got raw milk in your fridge
I don't really consume
from a
very
local
much
farmer.
milk,
You don't
actually.
have. Okay.
No.
Okay. So before, if we want to do a fridge check, we can do a fridge check. If you want, we can see who has more dairy.
There are things in my
Like
fridge,
that raw.
John. I would love to do a fridge check, but there's things in my fridge that will get me federal prison.
Oh, don't say that online, bro.
It's a joke. It's a prank.
I have my ex's head in there still. Gosh, John, relax.
No, actually, I don't.
Only her toes.
Oh, he kept those. He's like, I don't. You can have the house and everything else. I just want one thing.
No, technically 10.
Moonman for 5 says, whoa, the guy that did the mocap for Call of Duty back when it was good and Trench don't like each other. No, that was. No, Sonny did do some work on Call of Duty back in the day as well, but this was like early days of Call of Duty. So I think you are right about that. Dogwater Dale for 2 says, if you drink nog, you eat cock. It's a strong argument from Dogwater Dale. I've yet to see evidence to the contrary. Todd Dogs for 2 says Sonny was great in Daylights and worth watching. Yeah, actually, I got an ad for, not an ad, but it just popped up in my recommendations. Sonny doing the choreography for Daylights End, which it seems like a fine zombie movie. I haven't seen it, but that scene was pretty good. Thank you, Todd Dogs. Bloodbase for 10 says do Gabe Suarez next. I don't know anything about Gabe Suarez. Maybe we have looked him up before. I don't remember. Gabe Suarez, firearms training. Have we done this guy before?
The name sounds familiar.
I haven't done any guys, John.
That's copyright music most.
It doesn't
I
matter.
think that's
Doesn't matter.
okay.
Doesn't matter. Listen, instead of paying this guy $500, I could just go to my local paintball arena. I could just play paintball with friends.
Yeah, I think it's like 20 or 30 bucks.
Yeah.
It was last time I checked.
Or I can give this guy 500, dude.
Yeah,
I
20
love
for a
how
day pass.
as they demonstrate getting off the line, the guy who is going to shoot you just continues to shoot where you were, because that's how that happens.
Well, of course, it's yeah. The guy would never adjust his point of aim. You need to move off the line, bro.
It's like fighting a boss. And
listen, if you need to know how, to duel somebody, you gotta practice it, bro, or something like that. Thank you, Bloodbase. I appreciate that. Rockin' music too, dude. Thank you. Moonman 5s.
I believe that's Joe Satriani. Or
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Steve Vai.
Only the people on the YouTube live will even see that because it'll get cut out of the full VOD. So Moonman for 5 says, want to be tactical with $500? Spend that on ammo and learn how suppressing fire and talking your guns works instead. Yeah, literally do anything else. Literally go to a range. $500 for the ammo is 2,000 rounds of 9mm or over 1,000 rounds of 5.56. You can get some decent training value out of that, okay? Especially if you're on a low level like learning area, you can get a lot of value out of that, bro. Thank you, Moonman. Poop Dynamics for 5 says, which is a great name. Imagine being an army drill instructor, lol. LMAO, get this friggin' moolie off YouTube. Like it or not, dog, Trench is he's the future of American politics and American. Dude, I'm just gonna have this up in the background because it's funny. He's the future of YouTube, bro. Thank you, Poop. Art Vandalay for 2 says Sonny Puzikas is like the opposite of Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal is crazy, but he's fat and doesn't move. Whereas Sonny's still crazy, but he's skinny and does way too much movement, as we're seeing demonstrated here, his tension relieving devices. Moonman for 5 says, listening to Slavs talk makes my blood alcohol level go up through Osmosis Jones or whatever that movie was about. I get the concept. Thank you, Moonman. Carver for 2 says, if GunTube was a religion, Trench would be Muhammad. It appeared, no, because like Trench is literally based off of like black and white military doctrine, most of his stuff, right? That's what he talks about. That's what he knows in and out. So whereas Muhammad got all of his stuff from a demon, right? Not an angel. A demon gave him his revelation. So I would say Sonny or some of these other tactical instructors, maybe what's the guy we talked about, the black guy? What was his name again? The retard. NTAC, yes, but no, the other one. The Boda, is that his name? Voda Tactical, that guy. Yes, that would be the Muhammad of GunTube. Thank you, Carver. Also a pedo. Also a pedo. So yeah, actually that makes sense. Actually, no, Voda would be Muhammad because Voda was a pedo. So yes.
Well, John, Aisha was actually 9 when.
Well, actually, if you look at her vaginal canal was 3 inches long, and it said in the hadith that Muhammad didn't hurt her, so his penis must only be 2.6 inches maximum, all right? I did the math, Jake. Are you happy now?
There was some guys in the desert who might be able to verify that.
There were 5 black men in the desert who rode Muhammad all night long who might be able to verify. That's in the hadith. That's real. That's true. It happened. It literally is in the hadith that Muhammad met 5 strange, swarthy men and got ridden by them all night long, and his servant had to watch them. Anyways, very funny religion. Lightsport for 2 says he's one of those bear operatives you hear about. Bear operatives? Oh, no. Oh, we killed Jake. It was literally too gross for Jake. He's gone. Moonman for 5 says, I agree with Jake. The moment you disagree with me at all, I don't respect you and don't care about you or anything you've ever done in your life. Yeah, of course. That's the Trips voted most likely to get fatwa. It's in the hadith. Don't complain about me. It's your own writings, bro. Thank you, Moonman. Appreciate that, sir. It's words to live by, honestly. We thought Mossad got you, bro.
I think they did, yeah.
Emerai Boy for 2 says, Richard, use the pic I just sent to VIP. Ooh, which one is that? Are you going to do the Haley? Do the Haley Lujan one.
No, this is the one that he sent, I believe, was this one here. The one I'm on right now. I will get the one from, I will get the Lujan one.
Yeah, just switch it up. Switch it up just for it. Focus Trip's wife, Anna, very festive, says, put me in the ring. Let me at him. Listen, honey, for some reason, I'm just not letting you and Sonny in the same room together. I feel like he might use you for some stress relieving in a different fashion. All right. It's just not going to happen.
No.
Rad's Arms for 2 says, SOE product on the table tells the whole story. I'm not familiar with the lore on SOE. Are they crappy products used by retards? If so, it would fit well.
SOE, it's a whole rabbit hole within itself, but one of the guys was allegedly there during the LA riots in 1992 and may have been part of a group that basically murked a guy for running a checkpoint.
Okay. Interesting.
They've done some other questionable things, criminal activities and such, allegedly.
The Lightsport for 2 says they're competing for smartest on the short bus, which makes it fun. Holly B for 5 says the most impressive thing about students of violence is making Trench Grenade the not cringe, sober voice of authority. They've done it. Moonman for 5 says, why would I take these classes? I was taught that the building with bad guys are could be in should just not be there anymore. Yeah, cleared the building, cleared it off the map.
Yeah,
Thank you,
man, coming from you with all your government funding, that would be how you do it.
Bro, that is ran through Lujan right there. That is Lujan after 18 months on the Western Front, bro.
Oh, boy.
She is not looking like she's having a good time, dog. Everyday American for 5 says, sounds like he's a foreigner. Don't care what he has to say. Yeah, don't sound like you're from around these parts. Thank you, Everyday American. Lightsport for 2 says, middle guy's BMI gets rid of all his points. Well, he has a master class in taking stupid classes, dude. Thank you, Lightsport. Bardic Cycle for 2 says, cool how they brought Wings of Redemption on. The guy in the middle was not that fat. Everyday American 5 says, these guys definitely wish they could do that Spetsnaz drill from the vid that Larry Vickers did 10 years ago where they shot at and around each other. Yes, I do remember that one.
That one was
and that's
wild.
when even Larry Vickers in that video is like, I don't think this is something we would do here in America, but this is what they're doing over here, and we're just kind of showing you it. Like, this is part of their training. We wouldn't do this here. We don't see the value in this, but this is what they do. Moonman for 5 says, sounds like Focus is just going to get Sonny to challenge him to a duel. Sonny definitely has experience being a lunatic, so he might win. Yeah, well, listen, I don't want to get into a fist fight with the guy because I'm sure he would demolish me in a physical altercation, but we're talking about guns, like shooting the
Well,
thing.
he's already shot somebody, so he's got experience.
Well, yes, but I'm talking about
John,
like some sort of objective metric. All right.
This is a lose-lose for you.
This is a win-win for me, bro. Go out in a blaze of glory. Isn't that what you want? What you want? You want to die of old age, Jake? You want to be remembered for living a normal, polite life as the society collapsed around you? Or do you want to go out fighting a Russian Spetsnaz in the snow?
I want to die of old age in my sleep like my grandfather did.
And that's why no
like
one will
the
remember your name.
17 screaming people on his bus.
Moonman for 5 says, wait, no, we already did that one. Thank you, Moonman. Everyday American for 5 says, these guys are our equivalent to a fun. Thinking the dumbest stuff is cool, especially dudes who have never done anything in their life. I think some of these guys have done things in their life that is cool, and I think they just want to keep reliving those experiences, right? I remember fighting with people in Afghanistan when we were pinned down, and I just want to keep shooting with people and around people and be in a team environment, and it's going to be so cool, and we're just going to train just like we did back then. I wish I had this training back then, or something like that, right? It's trying to relive your glory days.
All of the cool things they've done have been negated by the fact that they're total retards.
It's a little detriment. Lightsport for 2 says, can somebody make Haley Luhan in an SS uniform? Well, that's not an SS uniform per se, but it's close. Close enough.
A lightning bolt uniform?
Everyday American for 2 says, it's also coming from Trench, so I also don't care. Yeah, I mean, it's like midget fighting or phone booth fighting or car jitsu, any of these other like wacky sports. It's entertainment, all right? Don't think about it too hard.
Very, very entertaining.
Chud McGill for 2 says, someone make a SS incredibly gassy. Richard, gassy.
No.
Thank you, Chud. Moonman, ignore Chud, Richard. That thing I made you. Gosh dang it.
Yes.
Thank you, Moonman. You know, we really don't stick to raising the price amount. We just let people pay whatever they want, which is fine. We're not going to nickel and dime you. What do you think we are, Jake? Being all Jew-pilled. Todd Dogs for 2 says, what if you get bit slapped while crissing crossing? Crisscross applesauce. The SIG did not go off on its own. Something or something. Thank you, Todd Dog. Everyday American for 2 says, an absolute what? Going high as fuck. Yeah, man.
Did you hear the song that? I'll have to send it to you. It was good.
Noted. Moonman for 5 says, suddenly remembering that lots of Soviet training events had casualty rates. Now that I think about it, hundreds of dudes died in accidents. Acceptable losses. Like, I mean, that is the sort of mentality. Like, have you guys seen the video? Really tragic of the guy, like, jokingly, I think he's either Russian or Ukrainian, jokingly pointing a gun at one of his buddies after cleaning it and then pulling the trigger thinking it was empty, and then he shot the guy in the chest and he died. It's like, maybe these people are just retards. You know, maybe this is just...
seen the video where they're at a wedding and the guy's using a Makarov and putting it to his own head and then hitting the decocker to make it look like he's shooting himself. And his drunk buddy goes, picks it up and then actually pulls the trigger and caps himself.
Yeah,
it's
maybe
horrible.
Slavs are just retarded. Maybe they're just retarded.
Inbreeding, IQ, just so.
Yeah. Thank you, Moonman. Rads AZ, too many Rads out there, for 25, says, John, I don't get to join the streams as often as I'd like to, but I want to wish you and yours and everyone in the community a festive and fulfilling Thanksgiving holiday. Thank you very much, Rads. Appreciate it, sir. Hope you're having a great rest of your night, sir, and hope you have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. Hope everyone in the chat has a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. Harper for 2 says, if he goes to Ben's class, I hope he learns logic. Yes, indeed. I thought you would have had the clip handy, Richard, but apparently not. Too slow in your old age. Sabardic Psycho for 2 says Renan sounds like Squidward.
True.
Yeah.
Very
He
true.
has a little bit of that nasally voice, but so do I, so I can't complain. Everyday American for 2 says Gen 5 barrels are extremely accurate, though. Yes, the marksman barrels are very accurate. I don't know what he means about shooting slower, though, but I'd have to hear that in context. Everyday American for 2 says I'm getting Jew vibes from the guy on the left. Jake? Yeah, no, I know. Same, right? Yeah.
No,
Jake, that's so weird.
no. That was in context of the video, John.
Are you sure? I mean, you're clearly on the left. Life Sport for 2.
You're getting touched. You're getting touched in that, John.
I hope so.
Bad touch.
Oh no. Life Sport for 2 says Chechnya clearly messed up Sonny. Yeah, he'll do some danger blossoms to get out of there. Everyday American for 2 says always fails to mention that he never deployed. Well, you know, maybe he's a little self-conscious about that. Okay. Thank you, Everyday American. Sandbox Grenade for 5 says these wannabe Instagram quote-unquote trainers are going to get somebody killed. They've literally shot people in real life. Get real training, not this BS. Yeah, I agree. Lightsport for 2 says Richard, SS woman I sent you, which I think have we been cycling through those?
There's like 3 or 4 of them they sent me now.
Just pick one you haven't done. Moonman for 5. We've done that one. Richard, ignore Lightsport. He is Filipino. Anime girl cleaning the rhino instead. All right.
Oh, man.
Chud McGill for 2 says, ignore both Richard. Gassy for the win. The Light Sport for 2 says, Renan sounds like Alan from Smiling Friends. Oh.
Do I sound like Alan?
Wait, what? Somebody Psycho for 2 says, John P. sitting down. How'd you know?
Probably.
How'd you know? Huh? You were watching me as I went to use the restroom? Unbelievable, Sabardic. Everyday American for 2 says, could fix this if we just told women no sometimes. Yeah, that's literally it. You just have to tell women no, and society magically fixes itself. You just tell women no. Moonman for 5 says, no off-ramps to moderation, no kissing and making up. The only choice is, and the funniest, is the most extreme and millions of browns past tense. Well, listen, like that is obviously suboptimal in a lot of ways that so many people have to die. You know. But thank you, Moonman. Lightspore. Well, yeah, it's like, is there an alternative? You tell me. Lightspore for 2 says time to spam end towers on his page. I would never recommend that you do that. Everyday American for 5 says real Mexican and Hispanics don't claim him. He probably acknowledges Latinx. Mexicans and Hispanics are more right-leaning than the media will tell you. Yeah, you know, the Mexican/Hispanic population might have an uprising of their own on their hands pretty soon. Okay, so maybe I don't think they claim him either. All right, he's kind of in no man's land, being half black, half Hispanic. Okay.
Yeah, the Mexicans are a little busy with Punta Judia.
Yeah. Amrite Boy for 2 says, Richard, the last pick I sent in the VIP, please and thank you. Oh, well, that was you asked very nicely. Thank you, Amrite Boy. Chud McGill for 2 says, let me on if you get him back on stream, please. Well, see, that would be the last stream I ever do on YouTube. Because that would be Gernig repeated 100 times in a row. It's like if you say Gernig 3 times really fast. You should do that 100 times. Everyday American for 5 says Mexicans have done more to try and oust a Jew from their government than whites in the U.S. Kind of true. They are more based than the U.S. right now. Wow, making me feel bad, making me feel a little self-conscious. All right, damn. Should have been me. It's like when somebody else gets voted top anti-Semite of the year after all I've done, or all I've worked for. Really, you're gonna select that person? Candace Owens.
You weren't even invited.
I didn't even make the top 10. I'm insulted. Todd Dogs for 2 says the way Jake says the N-word isn't very convincing. We're tone policing the N-word now. Hard R. Okay.
Yeah, apparently we are.
You know, Jake, you kind of look like an albino under that bullet.
Oh, maybe an albino. Yeah,
Oh, man.
Not beating the allegations. Huge Ass for 2 says around teens never relax. Yeah, you could be an albino teen for all I know. Maybe one of those joggers. Huh? Speaking of people in jail that shouldn't be, you know the guy who filmed the 2 guys going after Ahmaud Arbery? He's also serving life in jail. Did you guys?
Yeah.
Life in jail.
Know that.
Yep, for filming it.
For filming the encounter.
So the prosecuting attorney basically argued that the guy in his car following behind him was intimidating and pushing him into the armed trap, basically stating that he was part of the plan to get this guy from the beginning. It's like, well, no, he was just recording the incident in case something happened, in which it did. Yeah.
Gentlemen, that's
Listen,
what you get for recording police interactions.
I actually think the problem is judges. Judges are a huge problem in America. The fact that a judge can release somebody 72 times, 14 times, any time more than 2 is really suspect. You know, some people make mistakes. If it's simple, it's like, okay, I understand. You know, we can, one time. Two's a problem. 2's a big problem. 3 is like death sentence for territory. Now, obviously not quite that. I'm being hyperbolic here, but like 1, I can understand. Anything more than that, we're getting into wacky territory, and you should lose your license and never be allowed to be a judge again.
If I have to co-sign on a loan for somebody to buy a car or a house, then I believe a judge should also be forced to co-sign on the loan for the second chance that these people are getting.
Especially not if they get out of their sentence, like they serve their full sentence, but if they're allowed out early or allowed off, then yes, they have to. They have to put their name attached to that.
On the release.
Their name should be attached to that. Yep.
Yeah.
Moonman for 5 says there are 8 billion people. The U.S. makes 12 billion rounds a year. No reason we can't play Minecraft with every man, woman, and child that isn't like us. Like I said, that's a very suboptimal outcome, and I think that it would be more beneficial for us to simply politely ask them to leave or to go somewhere else. You know, I think that as long as they're not here, they're not a problem. And, you know, listen, I think America has been selfish. We've done a lot of culturally enriching of our own country, and we've taken a lot of these people in when they should be out enriching other cultures. And so when you think about it, we're just exporting our cultural enrichment to other countries. And I think, for instance, Israel could do with some cultural enrichment. And I think we have 60, 70, 80 million people here that could greatly increase their GDP and their cultural status, you know, make it very diverse, because Israel is not that diverse when you think about it. So I think that, yeah, we could send 80 to 100 million people there. I don't think that's a problem. Yeah. Sound plan. Chips Double for 10 says, gentlemen, I'm stone cold Chud Cell. Do not try and outdo me tonight. All right. Chips Double is dropping big dollars, by the way, because he's been on Ko-Fi a bunch as well. Noob Crasinator over on Ko-Fi says, LMAO, that made my night. I hope you, the panel, especially my fellow Zogger Jake, and everyone in chat have an amazing Thanksgiving. Thankful for all of you. Called out by one of your own, Jake. Thank you, Noob Crasinator. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Chips Dubbo and Noob Crasinator. Appreciate you guys. Chips Dubbo again for 10 says, also, eggnog is still on top. God bless. Well, God bless you too. Even though you're wrong, you know, I'll tolerate you for money, which actually sounds kind of Semitic when you think about it. Moonman for 10 says, Chips Dubbo, so true, King. I still can't stress that once I run out of religious, ethnic, racial, and political and regional reasons to Minecraft, I will Minecraft for the Nog. That's what Nog makes you do, man. Violent tendencies among Noggers, okay? Just saying. Chips Double for 10 says, AK are no different than my generation's 50% than my generation. 50% of the community are gay. The other 50% will fix that. Yeah, there is no middle ground AK enthusiast, I guess you could say. Thank you for that, Chips Dubbo. Incredibly based. Very, very generous. Chips Dubbo for 5 says, Nog has roughly a gram of protein per ounce. I'd like to see cider compete. Yeah, but you can use cider for all sorts of things. Like my wife has an apple cider shampoo that is very nice. Great scent.
Zog is 1 letter away from Zog. So just let that sink in.
Oh, that's a good point. Honestly, also... Jake's standing Zog? Nog? Sorry, I got them mixed up in my mind because they're so similar. Nog actually makes sense now that you say it.
It's also 1 vowel away from something else.
Albino Zogger. Wow. Dogwater Dale for 5 says, Jake, take that gay mask off before you talk pansy. You're not special forces. He's not
I don't
special
even
forces,
know
bro.
who you are, Dale.
How
It's
often do you
Dogwater
wash?
Dale, dude.
Who are
Look at
you?
that.
Where'd you come from?
How often do you
Dogwater Dale.
wash?
Look at that dog, bro. That dog's
Dale's
wonderful.
dog has a mask.
How
Actually,
often do you
I was
wash your
starting to
mask,
yell at
Jake?
that. I was starting to yell at that guy in the comments, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Do you forget to
Pissing me
wash your
off a little
mask?
bit.
Do you
I
forget
wash
to
it
wa-
whenever I need to.
Well,
I don't
so
know.
it doesn't go in with the other laundry, or it goes in like specifically.
It goes in with his other lingerie. All right, when he's in his tactical panties, whatever it is that you wear for your dress up stuff for your
Brandon,
feet finder. Is it your
after
feet
the
finder account?
stream,
I'm just asking what your face mask hygiene is like, Jake.
Brandon,
Okay.
after the stream, I'm going to say a lot of slurs at you. Okay.
The end is near. Beware. 536. Odd number. How did you get that? How did you type that in? Bought an AR-10. Seems to run well. Shot about 3,000 suppressed and unsuppressed. OSS and Hux will flow through. 16-inch Barrett Recce 10. That's cool. Can't figure an optic. Maybe an EOTech Voodoo and Red Dot. Thoughts on any?
16-inch 308 is not as flat shooting as 5.56. So unless you're really trying to push far with that projectile, which you'll have a lot of drop with, you could do something like medium magnification and do really well. You could do like a 3x base mag or something. Or these newfangled like 2 to 10s that are so popular.
I was just gonna say get a 1 to 8 and call it a day.
Yeah, 1 to 8 is fine.
That'll cover everything that you need to do with a 16-inch 308. And
Like
a lot of them will even have a ballistic drop compensation reticle for 16 and 18-inch variants 308.
Yeah. Like realistically, you're not gonna really go out farther than
200 to 300 yards. Now, most people are only going to 200 to 300 yards for a basic 16, especially a 16-inch. Yeah, I don't. Just my opinion, though.
So I like the idea of an LPVO if you're using it as like a general purpose rifle. However, if you are using it as more of a long range only build, I like the idea of a 2 to 10. It doesn't matter, bro. It's a 16-inch 308. It's a 1,000-yard rifle. It doesn't make that big of a difference. But I mean, a 2 to 10, a 2 to 12, something like that. There's a couple good high value 2 to 12s out there. I'm actually playing around with the Swamp Fox, whatever it's called, Kentucky or something. 2 to 12, pretty nice for the money. So there are some good options. I would go with magnification, not a EOTech and magnifier, unless it's more of a fighting rifle, quote unquote. But if you like hitting small targets at long range, either an LPVO or a 2 to 12. That's what I would put on it.
Maybe EOTech if you plan to use it with night vision.
But yeah, you could also just do a top dot.
Yeah.
Although the nice thing about the EOTechs is a 2 to 12 or a 1 to 8 with a top dot, they're a lot heavier, and it's already a heavy rifle. So maybe starting out with something like an EOTech and magnifier might be a lighter way to get the capability that you want. It all depends on your use case for the rifle.
If you don't kill that 2 to 12 Swamp Fox, let me know.
It's not mine. I'm testing it for somebody who had me put it on this build, and then I'm shipping it back to him. So
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it is good though. It's actually good enough to where I would buy another one.
I've been pleased with a lot of their stuff, like as far as their LPVOs and MPVOs. For what it is, I mean, it's all right.
Yeah, it's not bad. Let me pull this up. If we're all doing funny PFPs, then I'm gonna grab my favorite PFP of all time. All right, Victor the Third for 2 says Richard 68 Chevelle, bro.
Okay.
Is that he just wants you to find a picture of a 68 Chevelle? Oop, can't put that one on there.
Yes.
There we go. What was that?
That's what I'm gonna do.
I like the AT&T Waffen girl.
So
Waffen girl.
Funny story about her. She is in fact a Jewish-born immigrant I believe she was born in Uzbekistan. Family immigrated here, and then in 2016, she was bragging about helping Syrian refugees immigrate to the U.S. And then she later had to redact a lot of her social media posts due to sexual harassment. I thought that
she was
quite ironic.
She has Khazar Milkers, right? Is that the one?
Correct. That's one of the
Melania Ventrub has the nicest rack. Yeah, very talented. Okay. I get what you guys are saying there. Yeah, the Athlon 2 to 12 is also good. Tondog says AK-47 Operators Union versus Sunny versus Pranka versus Hop versus Trench. Dude, that is way too much autism for one stream, dude. Too much autism and alcohol. That's an AA meeting right there, bro.
Apparently, Rodsky
got another strike on his channel, which sucks.
He's it's spiraling for him, bro.
Well, he's had a rough go of it over like the last several years, so I feel bad from that regard.
Yeah.
Owens Bane for 2 says, Richard, have you got the 68 Chevelle yet? Come on, bro.
I'm trying. I've got to delete. I have so many of them that I have to delete them. I have to delete them to then add more. So.
we have to keep the stream going so you can get through everybody's freaking. That's hearts with. Okay. You didn't even get the one. You didn't even get the Chevelle. You didn't even have the 68 Chevelle yet.
Well, somebody else told me that it was a band. So I don't know.
Fine. Well, while we're waiting for you to get that, we can at least listen to some good music.
Yo, you see that nigga sweater vest? Oh shit! What the fuck? Nah, that's pretty fresh, dog. I'm a white ass nigga going hard in these streets, going non-stop like it's smoke Long Beach. All of you niggas gonna be shit out of luck when these white ass niggas go hard as fuck. When these white ass niggas go hard as fuck.
Nice. Richard, did you find it yet?
Dude, I'm still trying to figure out if it's a band or if they want me to.
No, the 68 Chevelle, bro. My dad owned a 66. Fun story. Come on, man, dude.
Car.
Richard, why are you a boomer?
Richard's the oldest person on this panel by 25 years, by the way. We're forcing him to do all this stuff for
Don,
our
I like your
entertainment.
picture. You got a Cassius Thundercock.
Cassius Thundercock. License and pigmentation, please. Opposite Nate Higgins on the job. Yeah, it's like, Jake, why are you the only face cell?
I'm the one who's
You're the only
stream.
face cell, bro.
Hey guys, welcome to the Focus Strip live stream.
Show us your feet.
You should be just put up actually I have another PFP I could use of
feet.
Jake's feet.
Jake, it's almost 4 hours in.
Where's that Jake foot video that I have?
Listen, it's 4 hours in. No one will notice.
No, yeah, surely this will not be used against
How many
you,
people
Jake.
are watching? There's not that many people watching right now.
They're never gonna know.
And then remember what I said I was gonna do to one of your cows?
That was
impregnate
vile.
it?
No.
What did it?
There it is. There
Hey,
it is.
this you? This you, homie?
This is an AI video. Funny enough.
Does this look like AI, dude? Look how good that is. It's literally you, bro.
It's AI.
Yeah, you can keep telling people that. I don't believe it. Look at them. Look at them digits.
You know, AI would
This
have.
is what you get 4 hours into a focus strip stream.
If it were AI, Jake, there'd be too many toes, but you have exactly the correct amount of toes in this video.
That looks nothing like my feet. There's
Show
also
us.
some
Show us
random blue light showing up in my closet.
License
Also-
and dogs, please. License and dogs, please. All right.
It's just all wrong, man. This is deep faking.
Bro, you say that as if that's literally not exactly you right now, bro. This you, dog? AI is getting scary, man. Yep. He has to show feet now. Prove the difference. Prove the real feet. Luke just dying 4 hours into a stream. Everybody's leaving. I was like, this is gross. You guys are going too long. I'm out of here. Chips Dubbo
What
for
a night,
$20 says,
What a
gentlemen, I'm glad I caught the stream tonight. Gonna have to catch the rest in the morning. Happy Thanksgiving and Christ is Lord. Very base. Thank you very much, Chip Dubbo. You are incredibly generous, and for that, you get the bonk of shame or pride. I don't know. You're welcome. Thank you, Chips. Appreciate that, man. Well, I mean, we would be out of here if Richard could. Oh, he did it! Finally, he's done it.
So here's the thing: I saved 3 images, and it wouldn't take the first 2.
Oh, that sucks.
He even paid $2 extra.
How do I get this
very clear?
How do I get this dang computer to work?
Half of that goes to YouTube, Richard.
Richard, now delete another one, and can you now get the band Chevelle?
That's what I was.
The band Chevelle's actually, dude, goated
they're
band. They have some killer tracks from back in the day, dude. They just randomly popped up on like a playlist, and I was like, dude, this stuff slaps from like 2015 or 2010, dude.
Richard, can you Google Rule 34?
Too
Can you Google Rule 34 Cassius Thundercock, please?
And you think us asking
that?
to see your feed is like degenerate, disgusting, and then you
like,
say that.
Hey,
Hey,
actually,
man.
could you look up this Rule 34 porn of a police officer for me?
What do you mean? John, that's not what Rule 34 means.
You're literally trying to look up porn of me, Jake, and that just makes me feel very uncomfortable that you would objectify a officer, a servant of the people in this way, Jake. The fact that you would do this to me, Thaddeus, Thundercock, whatever his name is, but you know, Thaddeus.
It's Cassius. I don't remember what it is now. I've said it twice. I don't remember.
Thaddeus Girthaclops Thundercock.
No. This is what you get 4 hours into Focus Triple Live, guys.
I guess.
It's amazing.
Rule 34, Jake's feet. Oh, don't worry. There's worse videos of Jake's feet.
Yeah, they're all fake too, which
Wait
is
until
crazy.
you see the Taliban videos of his
Dude,
feet.
the amount of people commenting about my feet, like,
You just get off to it, bro. This is one of your sick fantasies. You
It's-
rile up the chat every time you're on, bro.
I literally say nothing about it, John. I actively
Hold it up,
campaign
bro.
against it.
Oh my gosh. That's not what they asked for. Pushmaster for 2 on Rumble says, why can't women just tell you what they want for Christmas? What is wrong with them? Ah!
You have to
No,
guess.
I agree. Yeah, it's a guessing game. It's a test. It's always a test. It's so obnoxious, isn't it? They're like, if you love me, you would know what I wanted for Christmas. I told you 4 months and 16 days ago on the 31st, and you don't remember, which means you've forgotten about me. Our love is dead. I'm going to leave you and take half.
You
of
don't
your
even
stuff now.
remember our quarter-year anniversary?
Remember, guys, scams are on the rise during the holidays. So, all that nice jewelry that you ordered for your wife or girlfriend, instead you got like a hunting rifle and a few boxes of ammo instead. It's a terrible tragedy that they're scamming people out of jewelry and giving them worthless guns that are only worth like $30. So we may as well not even sell them, They're here now.
The Lightspore for 2 says, can someone put Jake into Vor content?
What does that mean?
I
don't know what that means.
I
think
don't
you
know
know
what that
exactly.
means.
I think you know exactly what that
I'm
means.
debating as to
Google
whether or not I
Vor-
should block the Lightspore from the stream now for making
Okay,
these horrible claims.
oh no. All right, I'm going to have to read this for you. So Vor, short for vorophilia, is a paraphilia characterized by the erotic desire to be consumed by or to personally consume another person or creature. The term combines the Latin verb vorare, meaning to swallow or devour, with the Greek base combining philia, which indicates an abnormal liking for something. So somebody eating your toes or eating Jake? That's really weird. That's weird, bro. I'm not gonna lie, dude. That's really strange, dog.
That ain't it, Lightspore. That ain't it, bro.
Vor is some sicker stuff, I guess. Dude, that's gross, dude. Absolute Moon Man just said what I just said. Hey, I beat you to it. For 2 says Vor comes from the Greek word for eating. I guess, bro. Dude, that's disgusting. Anna has a really good point, though. She says, guys, stop the stream. John has to tuck me in and kiss me goodnight. Oh, I'll do more than that. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'll be right there with the what's his face? The Sunny stick as well. I gotta relieve some tension over here. Renan, what do you Renan, what do you got going on, homie?
Not much. Just getting ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow. You know.
Oh heck yeah, yeah. What's the meal of choice tomorrow?
I don't know. We're gonna go see my parents. So I think my mom's cooking turkey and maybe a few other things. But we asked if there's anything we could bring, and they just said just bring some ice. So
all right, fair enough. Jake,
how many agents are you bringing?
How many who?
How many agents are you bringing? They said bring ice. How many agents? Are you
Oh, I see. Yeah, bring ice. You gotta get some Mexicans off the farm.
You know, I can't.
Dude, I'm gonna move past this, dude. I don't care.
It's confidential.
Jake, what do you got going on?
Oh, sorry, your mic cut out on my end for some reason. I have nothing going on. I'm pretty upset right now because of all the strange behavior from the chat. I think I'll get over it, but yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Crisis King, as always.
Based. What's your meal of choice tomorrow?
Whatever's there. So probably turkey, stuffing, green bean casserole, pumpkin pie, that kind of stuff.
Are you going to like a church event or a family event?
No, just family dinner. Whole family's coming over.
Nice.
So
excellent. Richard, what do you got going on, homie?
Tomorrow I should have a couple videos coming out. The Longboy RXM frame and the USAA P320 incident should be coming out tomorrow. So
yeah, good.
If you guys could go and watch and subscribe and thumbs up and comments and all that stuff, it really helps us out.
I put the link in the chat. Go ahead and follow Focus Clips. It's doing really well, surprisingly well. Moonman for 5 says the night is dark and full of Focus reading R34 tags about fetishes. The things you people pay me to do, but you do pay me, and for that I am eternally thankful for you guys' support, for the wacky shenanigans that you guys get into. I hope that you all have a wonderful, blessed day with friends and family, and if you are alone tomorrow, which I know some of you guys will be, reach out to somebody, say hi, and I'll be praying for you anyways, guys. So you're never alone. Christ is King. I will see you in the next one.
I am the geek, piping sandy cheeks, patty on the slab at the Krusty Krab flip, so the patties don't burn, so the crab isn't mad on the back of my spatula. Flip, so the patties don't burn, so the crab isn't mad on the back of my spatula. So the patties don't burn, so the crab isn't mad on the back of my spatula.